Illinois Wesleyan Titan basketball pregame show is coming up in 2 minutes. 2 minutes from Mark. Pregame in 90 seconds. 90 seconds from Mark. Countdown to 1 minute. 1 minute from Mark. $15, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. With the right side, the cutter to Hardy for the throwdown. A senior day to remember for Grant Hardy with an impressive. On a day when the Titans honor their senior class, their medal will be tested today as they look to end their first losing streak of the season. Live from Denny Bridges Court at Shirk Center at Illinois Wesleyan University, this is Illinois Wesleyan Titan basketball on 88.1 FM, WESN, and IWSports.com. It is senior night as the 13th ranked Illinois Wesleyan Titans take on the Big Blue from Millikin University. Good afternoon, Eric Stock, along with Joel Swanson. Glad to have you with us here today. And I guess if we go back to early November when we were on the way to Hinkle Fieldhouse 3 months ago, if you had told us that the Titans would be 18-4 going into Senior Day, I think we would sign up for that. But after back-to-back losses that have taken them out of the top spot in the league, it does feel a little different heading into the final week of the season.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. The last time we were at the Shirk Center, we knew the Titans had a 3-game road trip coming up. Started off brilliantly. Big win over Elmhurst by a large margin. Then upset by North Central on the road. He knew it was going to be tough last Saturday in Kenosha. Carthage has a really good basketball team, and they're going to be a force to be reckoned with, not just in the CCIW tournament, probably the NCAAs as well. We knew that was going to be a tough one, and it certainly was. Boy, the Titans got within 67-66 about 4 minutes ago. but certainly Carthage made all the plays down the stretch, Eric, to be able to win that one. So 2-game losing streak, but an experienced team trying to get back at it here at the Shirk Center tonight, pick up a victory against the Big Blue.
Yeah, you look at the CCIW race now. Illinois Wesleyan going to bump down to the number 2 spot. Still an outside chance, though they will need help to at least clinch a share of the CCIW championship, which would be the 3rd in 4 years for this year's senior class. Meanwhile, on the flip side, Millikin, a team that got off to a solid start. On January the 8th, they went to Augustana, and they did something they hadn't done in 3 decades. That is win on Augie's home court. They were standing at 9-4, but it has kind of unraveled since then. They've lost 8 of their last 10, including 3 straight, and they come into today's game needing to win their last 2 games against the 2 top teams in the conference and need a lot of help to extend their season.
Yeah, they're trying to fight their way into the conference tournament, but whether they get there or not, a win over Illinois Wesleyan here today would make their entire season. It's something they haven't done. They won last year, but hadn't done quite a while before that. And certainly the Big Blue coming to Illinois Wesleyan trying to pull off the upset. Boy, the Titans need to play well here tonight. It's a Millikin team that does a great job controlling tempo, Eric, and they can be tough.
The Titans have won 33 of their last 36 head-to-head against the Big Blue as they meet for the 242nd time. The Titans lead the all-time series 162-79. It's the second longest Division III basketball rivalry in the country. Now it is time for Senior Day festivities as we send it down to our public address announcer, Ben Alcine.
Millikin enters the contest 11-12 on the season, 5-9 in the CCIW. The Big Blue are coached by Kramer Soderberg in his 4th season with a record of 45 wins and 54 losses. Illinois Wesleyan is 18-4 overall, 10-3 in the CCIW. Coaching the Titans in his 19th season is his alma mater with 6 conference championships and a record of 343 wins and 162 losses, Ron Rose. At this time, ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to honor the senior members of the band, cheer and dance team, and men's basketball team. First, members of the band, Lucas Barger. With parents Brian and Michelle Eleanor, Blue. With Kate Meredith, Rowan Dano. With Larry and Heather Janik, Matt Janiak. Connie Kim. Nathan Leith. Addison Lomer. Escorting Donald and Lubovi, Maui, Jenna Maui. Lily Sukalis. Mary Beth Thomas and Jim and Kate, along with brother PJ Thomas. And now, senior members of the cheer squad. Escorted by her parents, Christopher and Carrie, Kaylee Schwartman. Escorted by Gavin Anderson, Abby Jana. Senior member of the dance team, escorted by Mother Emma, Sister Emmy, and grandparents, the Johnsons, DK Beans. Ladies and gentlemen, your senior members of the band, the cheer squad, and the dance team. And now the seniors of the 2025 Illinois Wesleyan men's basketball team. Escorting his parents, Billy and Tina Anderson, from Park Ridge, number 32, Marco Anderson. With parents Darren and Lynette Bazell, from Fairbury, number 2, Trey Bazell. Escorting his father, John Kemp, and his brother, Elijah Miller, from Springfield, number 5, Shane Miller. Escorting parents David and Christine Roper, from St. Louis, Missouri, number 12, Nick Roper. Escorting his father, Hakeem Williams Sr., and mother, Charisma Walker, and stepfather, Bruce Myers, from Round Lake, number 0, Hakeem Williams.
Titans celebrating a senior class that has had an impressive record of 73 and 32. And those wins, hopefully, many more to come in the next few weeks. 2 CCIW championships.
Escorting parents James and Joey Wilmson, from St. Louis, Missouri, number 20, Harrison Wilson.
Indeed, a special day for all of these young men and their families, and the rest of the Titans who will be graduating here in a few months from the band, the cheer squad, and the dance teams as well here at Illinois Wesleyan.
Ladies and gentlemen, your 2025 men's basketball senior class: Marco Anderson, Trey Bazell, Shane Miller, Nick Roper, Hakeem Williams, and Harrison Wilson.
And now they get ready to play some basketball as the Titans and Ron Rose's club gets ready for the Big Blue here this afternoon.
Well, Ron, is this a week to sort of reset after last week as you get ready for the home stretch?
Yeah, last week was a tough week. Disappointed in, the results certainly, but more so areas that we need to get better at. And it was nice having Wednesday as our bye because it allowed us Monday, Tuesday to really crank things back up and work on areas that we feel like we had not done as well or need to do if we're going to kind of peak here at the end of the season.
It's senior night, so we typically take this time to recognize the 6 men who are going to be wrapping up their Titan careers here. Before we do that individually, just wondering collectively, they were freshmen when the Titans made the Elite Eight run, but a lot of them didn't really have an impact until their sophomore years. Really kind of thrown into the fire, perhaps sooner than you would have preferred, but these guys really had to learn quickly, and it's been a progression the last couple of years. If you could talk about the progress that these guys have made from their sophomore to their senior seasons.
Yeah, their sophomore year, you're right. A lot of guys went from not playing very much to playing a lot. We also, if you recall, that sophomore year dealt with injuries. Harrison had a stress fracture. Hakeem had a stress fracture. Rope was out for the year. Trey Bazell was battling knee back. So a lot of these guys, not only was it their first extended varsity time, but they were also trying to get through the season. I never really experienced a year to that extent. And then I thought, last year, kind of light bulb turned on in terms of knowing the level of play, how hard you had to play, the style in which we had to play to be successful. Had a great second half of the season, won the conference. I think it still stays that we got snubbed by the NCAA. I think how we were playing by the end of the year, we were going to be a tough out. And then we rolled into this year with just high expectations. And this group has really played well. They've competed. They've done everything I've asked. It's been fun watching as these 6 guys have grown and matured both on the court but also off the court as well.
We've got 6 of them, so we got to go lightning round here. But let's go in alphabetical order, starting with Marco Anderson.
Well, I'm not good at lightning rounds, but Marco Anderson, obviously rebounding savant, low-maintenance guy. Guy never has a bad day.
Trey Bazell.
Mr. Consistent, Mr. Reliable. He's been known as the voice of reason since his freshman year.
Shane Miller.
Shane Miller, he is the life of the party. He's got energy. He connects with people in a way that I think I've rarely seen.
Nick Roper.
Rope is very deceiving. He's quiet but crazy competitive and just oozes talent.
Hakeem Williams.
Hakeem, I've told Hakeem this many times, he's really hard for me to coach because I can't be mad at him. He's got that smile that lights up a room and is everybody's best friend.
And Harrison Wilson.
Yeah, the gentle giant. He's respectful, thoughtful, kind to everybody, but is a physical force out there.
Well, you did the lightning round pretty well. So now let's shift gears to the game today with the Millikin, a team that's been kind of on the downtrend the last couple of weeks. They gave you a good first half, at least, in the game a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, every night out's a different night. And we've seen, I think consistency has been an issue we've had a little bit. We've seen the high level of play, and then we've struggled at times. And Millikin is very similar. They've played really good basketball times. They have guys who can put the ball in the basket. They've got some good overall size and athleticism, but they've been very inconsistent also. And so, I think it's our job to make sure that we get the Millikin that has struggled lately, not give them confidence. And I think that's the area that we have worked on more this week, was getting back to being more intense, more aggressive defensively, and dictating what we're allowing the opponent to do. We've kind of sat back and been very reactive, and so that's the major goal tonight.
It does seem to be a contrast in styles in that they try to limit possessions. They try to work it inside as much as possible. Doesn't rely on the three much. Does that play to your strength as a bigger Division III team?
Well, certainly we feel like we protect the front of the rim pretty well, or should be able to. Millikin, what they don't do is beat themselves. You have to go out there. They don't make a lot of mistakes. They don't turn over a lot. Like you said, it's a low possession game, so you've got to play good basketball to beat them.
And the key is to get the win.
I hope we see a very aggressive defense, and the word defensively is dictate. I hope we can take them out of what they're doing offensively.
We appreciate the time. Best of luck, and we'll talk to you afterwards.
Thanks, Eric.
All right, Titans coach Ron Rose as his team prepares for battle today against the Big Blue here on Senior Day. We'll get to the keys to the game in a moment, but first up, we want to look at the players to watch for this afternoon's matchup.
Now, players to watch today, first of all, for Millikin, Lane Toman, no doubt about it. Really good, efficient scorer out there for the Big Blue. Boy, he gave Illinois Wesleyan a ton of problems down in Decatur. Big, physical, strong guard, averaging over 17 points per game in CCIW games, actually raising that average from his out-of-conference games as well. Boy, he has been terrific for Millikin. They're going to need to try to slow him down. He is a really nice scorer. For Illinois Wesleyan on the other side, boy, this guy had a big game in Decatur. That is Mason Funk, did an outstanding job in that game down at Millikin. 16 points, 9 rebounds, 3 blocks, 3 steals. Boy, Mason does it all for Illinois Wesleyan. They're going to need some production from him on the offensive end tonight. Boy, he was awfully good, and a big reason why the Titans were able to run away with that game in the second half down in Decatur. Keys to the game tonight for both sides. First of all, for the Big Blue of Millikin, boy, controlling tempo is going to be a big key for Millikin this evening. Control the tempo in the contest. You want to limit the number of possessions as much as you can. They're able to do that pretty nicely in the first half against Illinois Wesleyan, but the game got going up and down in half number 2. That was a major advantage for the Titans. Jam the lane as much as possible. Physical defense. They did such a good job of that in the first half against Illinois Wesleyan. Titans were able to get out and transition a little bit more in the second half, but playing good physical defense, as every team has tried to do against Illinois Wesleyan so far this year, and find some additional scoring. Lane Toman has carried them at times on the offensive end, averaging 16.5 points per game, but somebody else is going to have to step up and provide some double-digit scoring tonight. Is that Chase Travis? Is that JT Welch? Is that Nate Straughter? Who is that going to be for Millikin? They need to find an answer to that question to be able to stick around in this one here this evening. On the other side, for Illinois Wesleyan, where the Titans want to push that tempo up and down the floor, get things moving, score in transition, try to use their pressure defense to turn Millikin over. They need to control Millikin's guards. Toman, Straughter, and Welch, they can score. As we mentioned, they're going to try to find that second score tonight. But Straughter did a great job putting points on the board in the first half down in Decatur. JT Welch really struggled against Illinois Wesleyan in that game down in Decatur, but he can get it going at any point. He's a nice scorer also from the perimeter. Play loose and confident. Boy, Coach Rose has talked about that a lot with this team. This is a very talented Illinois Wesleyan team. Need to play loose, play confident, shoot the ball in stride, and really get it going. I know it was a disappointing week last week with 2 losses, but a lot ahead for this Illinois Wesleyan team. They got an outstanding group here. They need to show it here this evening.
And very much at stake here tonight for Illinois Wesleyan. It would appear that the Titans are still in very good shape for an NCAA Division III tournament bid, unless things were to really go sideways in the next few weeks. With some help, they could get the number 1 seed in the conference tournament, but most likely they would be looking at a number 2. They could clinch that and essentially clinch a bye for the first round of the CCIW tournament with a win today and a North Park loss to Elmhurst. North Park has had a bit of a slide lately, but North Park still controls their own destiny to a degree. as they come here on Wednesday night, and they would win the tiebreaker by virtue of their 2 wins against Carthage earlier this season.
Yeah, I think the message from the coaching staff, the players is, hey, forget about all the numbers, where you're at in the conference. Let's play good basketball. Everything will take care of itself from there as we meet the Big Blue from Millikin.
6'3" and a fifth-year senior from St. Louis, Missouri, 6, DeMarcus Bama. 6'4" and a sophomore from Mackinac, number 7, Lane Toman. 6'6" and a senior from O'Fallon, Missouri, number 10, Drake Stevenson. And a 6'8" graduate student from Chesterfield, Missouri, 11, Frazier. For the Titans of Illinois Wesleyan. 6'5" and a sophomore from Normal, number 10, Mason Funk. 6'8" and a senior from St. Louis, Missouri, number 12, Nick Roper. 6'10" and a senior from St. Louis, number 20, Harrison Wilson. 5'10" and a freshman from Northbrook, number 4, Josh Goodman. And the 6'3" senior from Round Lake, 0, Hakeem Williams.
All right, the Titans out in their home white and green. Titans across the front of their chests, and the Millikin in their road blue, and Millikin in white across the front of their jerseys. Titans 18-4 coming in, 10-3 in the league. The Big Blue at 11-12, 5-9 in the College Conference of Illinois and Wisconsin, needing a win and needing some help to extend their postseason hopes. Our officials for today's game are Kevin Motter, the referee. The umpires are Thomas Burrell Jr. and William West, as Illinois Wesleyan looks for the doubleheader sweep on Senior Day. The Titan women won big over Millikin earlier today, 83-52. They wrapped up a share of the CCIW championship and hosting duties for a week from next Saturday. Nick Roper on the center tap with Frazier Ott. And we're about to get underway here from Shirk Center with a packed house here at Denny Bridges Court as we celebrate the birthday man, Denny Bridges, who we'll have a little more about at halftime here today. Millikin wins the tap, going right to left against a man-to-man defense. And off to J.T. Welch, skips here to the corner to Lane Toman as he pounds his way down to the baseline, works his way into the paint, kicks it to the corner to Bond, and back up top to Welch. Welch scoots to the left, guarded by Hakeem Williams. Flips the baseline to Ott. Ott looks for a target. Now he backs his way down against Harrison Williamson on a clear out. Moves in, leans, flips it up with the right hand. Too strong off the backboard, tips it out to DeMarcus Bond. And they get a fresh clock. On the right side, Bond swings it over to Welch. Welch off the pick, right side to Bond. Bond into the corner to Toman. Let's fly a well-contested three, draws air, and Funk has the rebound for Illinois Wesleyan.
Hakeem Williams had the primary duties on Toman down in Decatur. They start off with Nick Roper on him.
Corner three, Funk, back rim, no. Toman the rebound.
I'd like to see Mason get off to a hot start here tonight. Had a big second half in that win in Decatur.
Bond quickly to goal as he was jousting with Josh Friedman and forced the miss. Titans back the other way, still no score. Roper on the left side out to Williamson. Chest pass right side to Funk, guarded here by Welch on the perimeter. Funk puts it on the deck, swings the left side to Roper, head fake. He cuts baseline, pulls up, 12-footer, off the rim, no. Rebound, Wilmson, the putback for two.
Nice job by Harrison Wilmson getting to that offensive rebound position. Love the head fake, though, from Nick Roper. Don't see that a lot. Little pull-up jump shot from 15, just didn't go down.
He's been great down the stretch in his senior season with 16.5 points per game. It's fourth best in the CCIW. Titans with the first basket of the game. As Bond pulls up at the free throw line, swings it right side to Welch, who elevated 10-footer, and he long-armed it. Baseline rebound coming to Mason Funk. Titans up by 2. Funk sets up right side. Roper swings the top of the key to Harrison Wilmson. Hands back to Roper. Glides in left of the lane all the way to the glass for 2.
It almost seems too easy right there, but you can't let Nick get to his left hand. You certainly can't let him turn the corner as well. But both of those things are asking for big-time trouble.
Good start for the Titans, up 4-0. Bond top of the key. Screened by Ott. Ott unloads left side to Welch. Welch, the local product from Central Catholic High School. Bounce pass right side. Holding it is Stevenson. Now on the left, it's Bond. Back out to Stevenson. Pass a little wide. Works to the right. Looks back door, and he miscommunicated with Lane Toman. A bounce pass goes to his right, out of bounds. Turnover on the Big Blues. They've struggled to get into a good set here on their first few trips. Now Carlo Kolak in off of the bench for Hakeem Williams.
Unfortunately for Millikin, Lane Toman didn't finish that cut right there. They had set it up beautifully. Boy, they had Roper leading one way. The back cut was there. He just cut it off.
Roper left of the lane. A double down on him off of the pick. Glides in left of the lane. The runner no off the backboard, but he drew the foul. And Nick Roper, who spends a lot of time at the free throw stripe, will have the first 2 free throw attempts today as Lane Toman, the Division II transfer from UIS, picks up the game's first foul.
And Toman, Deer Creek Mackinac kid, another local product right there. An outstanding game against Illinois Wesleyan down in Decatur as Roper hits that first free throw. Well, he was a tough guard down there. He certainly carried them nicely in that first half in that contest. He just kind of wore out down the stretch as the Titans were able to take control in the last 5 minutes.
Hakeem Williams, first man out for Illinois Wesleyan. A bit under the weather here today, and they're hoping that they can still get him his typical minutes load, the impact player that he is. Ball tipped, and the inbound. Kolak forced the steal. Roper couldn't finish. It was tapped out of bounds. Illinois Wesleyan will keep it.
It looked like Nick got hit at the rim right there. No call from the official, but nice job by Carlo Kolak, able to get the turnover. We don't see the Titans press much. Usually it's token pressure. Usually they'll pressure the basketball out of bounds and drop back. It was probably the plan right there, but they got a nice deflection off that inbounds play.
6-0 lead as the inbound goes baseline to Wilmson as he backs down on Ott, draws the double. Looking. He'll cross-court the ball to Fridman, taps into the corner. It's Funk. Works his way to the paint. Pivots, has to unload back out to Fridman, 6 to shoot. Fridman turns, fires a 3 and hits.
A good start for Josh Fridman, an even better start here for Illinois Wesleyan. They get the first 9 of the contest here, and let's see if Millikin can find something at the offensive end.
Just 3 minutes in, DeMarcus Bond will carry the ball across 1-on-1 here against Fridman. Gets it across the 10-second line, stolen by Funk. Funk out in front with a layup.
That's what Mason Funk did in Decatur, was able to get up in the passing lane. He made a couple of really key steals in the second half, allowed Wesleyan to take a really close game, get a nice margin there and a nice working margin. Starting early here as right back into your screen there. Coast to coast goes Mason Funk right there. But again, do a nice job. Exactly how you teach. You get that outside hand, nice little tip deflection to yourself, be able to finish at the other end. And Illinois Wesleyan off to as good a start as they could have asked for with the first 11 points of the game.
Well, still a lot of time left, of course, but Millikin, a team that doesn't score a lot. They're last in the league in scoring. However, they are typically very efficient offensively. They're the top field goal shooting team by percentage in the league. That seems to not quite mesh, but they kind of play a traditional old school basketball, kind of the pre-Steph Curry era of basketball, where they are very limited in their three-point attempts, just 17 per game, among the lowest in Division III basketball. So they really go for efficiency, which is all well and good, but it's harder to catch up when you're down double digits.
Yeah, it certainly is, and the next few moments will be important for Millikin. Can't afford to get any farther behind, but you kind of see what Illinois Wesleyan's doing defensively. You know, they're going to be efficient. They're going to try to work that basketball around. Where for the Titans, they're going to get up in passing lanes, and you see them trying to to push the tempo already, getting out with a little bit of full court pressure. And we'll see again if it's going to be pressure on the inbounds. Hey, you don't get a steal right away, we're going to drop back in, or if there's going to be a little bit of trapping out of this here.
Millikin keeps their same 5 on the floor out of the timeout. Titans bring in Jackson Ego, the sophomore, along with senior Marco Anderson. Joining Carlo Kolak, Mason Funk, and Nick Roper. Titans up by 11. Pass to Bond on the left side as he'll shimmy to the baseline. Still covered here by Kolak. Trades places with Ott. Bounce pass back out to Welch. Welch looks for a target. Back over to Bond. Shot clock at 6. Goes off the screen. Edging his way to the baseline. Tries to separate. Puts up a soft floater that's short, and Marco Anderson collects the rebound.
Yeah, really, by the time Millikin got into something there, he had about 15 on the shot clock and really couldn't get a good look.
Funk, he'll turn to the right, shoots a 3 and hits.
Now, Mason Funk is the X factor for Illinois Wesleyan. When he gets it going offensively, the Titans are a tough guard, and he's off to a nice start.
14-0. Funk has 5 in the early going. 4 minutes gone by in the first half at Shirk Center. On the right side, Welch with the bounce pass on the wing to Ott as he collides with the Kolak. A bump as he was trying to track J.T. Welch to the baseline, and the first foul on Illinois Wesleyan on Kolak.
When Millikin was really effective on the offensive end down in Decatur, got really good movement off the ball. When Tolman got some great looks. He is a strong guard, and I think putting Nick Roper on him is a really good move for the Titans. He really killed Illinois Wesleyan inside.
Turnover, it's Kolak out in front. Nick Roper glides in, got stripped by Tolman on a foul on the breakaway. New players in for the Big Blue are Tion Spates, the 6'7 junior from Indianapolis, along with Nate Strotter, the 6'7 junior from St. Louis Mo, as Tolman picks up his second foul, and that's big for the Big Blue. Their leading scorer may have to sit for a while as Roper at the line makes the first, and he'll be spelled here by Chase Travis, the 6'5 junior from Olney in Southern Illinois.
Yeah, both Travis and Strotter can both score. They can put points on the board. And Spates is a nice defensive player. He gave Illinois Wesleyan a lot of problems in the defensive end down in Decatur. Does a nice job of filling up that lane inside. He's not going to give you a tremendous amount of offense, but he makes it difficult to score inside the painted area.
6 for Roper. He's hit 4 for 4 from the stripe. Now 16-0 here in the early going. We've seen some lopsided starts, good and bad this season. I don't think we've had 16-0 either way. On the left side, it's Stevenson with a handoff to Welch. Right side to Strotter into the corner. Here's Travis trying to lift the lid, and he does it, hitting a 3 for the corner.
Yeah, coming off the bench, big shot there for Millikin. Seen the Titans get off to great starts before and allow the other team back in the contest. We'll see if they can keep it going.
There you go, give and go inside to Anderson. 2. Yeah, that was the next point. We've seen lopsided starts. All of those games have ended up close. It's now 18-3 off the Kolak bucket. Kick it to the corner to Spates. He's open but not going to shoot. Works his way into the paint. Kicks it out to Strotter. Shuffles left. He'll back up. Shoot a long 2 and he hits.
Yeah, the 2 guys off the bench that I said they could score, but they bring in Chase Travis, knocks down a 3. Nate Strotter gets a 2. Strotter's got a really good mid-range game. That's what we saw right there.
Kolak top of the key, turns, fires to Roper. Roper strokes a rainbow 3 off the back rim. No. Funk tips and corrals the rebound in the corner. A fresh 20 for the Titans. The driver, Nego, pushes it up with the right hand, left it short. Rebound gathered by Travis. Outlets to Welch. He'll pull up. Thought about a 3. Instead, dishes to Travis with the left hand short. Might have been tipped by Funk.
Yeah, he definitely got a piece of that basketball. Boy, nothing is certain when Mason Funk's near the rim.
Funk left of lane. Shovels it baseline. A little hot to handle, but a good catch there by Anderson. The kick out to Funk. His 3 is off the mark. Tipped by Anderson and kept alive there for Travis for the Big Blue. Running with a 3-on-2. Puts on the brakes. Kicks it to Welch. In transition. His 3 off the front rim. Hit it twice. No. And the loose ball picked up by Nego for Illinois Wesleyan. A frenetic pace. Titans up by 13. Titans don't mind the faster tempo, though it's a little ragged at this point. Roper baseline. They got away with a walk, but then threw it away. Looking for a kick out on the perimeter. And now we'll see more fresh players in for Illinois Wesleyan. Senior Trey Bazell, Josh Fridman back in, Harrison Wilmson back in, and junior Nathan Bolt in for the first time. Also, Hakeem Williams also returning to the Titan lineup.
Yeah, certainly the pace the Titans want, going up and down the floor. And that time Nick Roper got himself in the air. That's usually a pretty good spot most of the time for Nick, but could not get to the basket right there. Tried to dish it back out, threw it right between 2 players.
J.T. Welch gets it off of the inbound. Titans up 18-5. Jacob Bullock, a junior from Bloomington High School, now in the dribble to the basket. Basket is good for JT Welch.
Yeah, really nice cut that time. Bullock's pass is right on the money. Illinois Wesleyan's going to overplay the passing lanes. Good back cut. And JT Welch has a number of different ways to be able to finish around the rim. When you're only 5'10 in the CCIW, you got to be able to find ways to get the ball in the basket. And that young man has done it for 4 years.
As Hakeem Williams picks up the foul, Welch missed 3 games with an injury, came off the bench in their last outing, a loss to Wheaton on Wednesday. Still played a bulk of the game and back in the lineup this year, averaging 8 points a game as he gets his first 3 today. It's 18-8. Mini run here by the Big Blue. Good give and go. Williams inside to Wilmson for 2.
That's the ball movement you want to see from Illinois Wesleyan. Nice job reversal, quick reversal around the horn. You get the big guy inside going downhill.
20-8, the Titans lead. Backing down in the paint. Spates with a line drive jump hook, no good over Wilmson. The rebound to Nathan Bolt.
Yeah, you want to force Spates to be able to show you he can do something on the offensive end.
Fridman against a couple of perimeter defenders and a foul away from the ball on a pick here against Harrison Wilmson. No, beg your pardon, that's on Bolt. His first, team's third. And the inbound here for Travis, length of the floor to go for the Big Blue. Trying to end a 3-game skid. Starter off the inbound. Huff puts the ball across. Collides with Hakeem Williams as he slowed down just a bit to prompt the collision. And Hakeem Williams picks up his second foul. So he'll check out. And Nick Roper is back in. So Hakeem could be out for a good long stretch here, but the Titans are up by 12.
We'll give the guys off the bench for Millikin some kudos here. Jacob Bullock's got an assist already in the game. Chase Travis knocked down a 3. Nate Strauder's got a 2. So they've been able to provide a spark off the bench, and certainly Millikin needed one.
Top of the key, Jacob Bullock wheels to the left, unloads it to Strauder. Strauder looks it over on the perimeter. On the cut to Travis. He'll hedge his way inside against Bazell. Leans with a jump hook, 8-footer. Missed it wide left, and the rebound to Harrison Wilmson. Jump past Fridman, head to Roper. Roper with a stutter step baseline, picks up the dribble. Out to Fridman, veers right, stands up, top of the key, now to Bull. Into the corner to Bazell. Let's fly from 3, and it's in and out. And the baseline rebound going to JT Welch. Leads Travis on the wing as he motors to the perimeter and had the ball poked out of bounds by Bazell.
Well, that shot by Trey that time looked like it was going down. Boy, Illinois Wesleyan had a great matchup inside as Wilmson had Strauder on him. It was a tough switch for Millikin as Spates stepped out on the guard on the outside. They had a really nice switch, but Trey got a really good look at the basket and couldn't pass that one up.
Noah Livingston into the game, the senior from Casey Westfield. As Travis operates to the right side, curls off a screen, sneaks it inside to Spates. He'll double clutch, got stripped by Wilmson, out of bounds. Still Big Blue possession.
A lot of contact at the rim. Usually you get that call. I thought Spates would be heading to the line. Really nice little roll inside. Not a lot of room there to be able to drop that pass down, but pretty well done by the Big Blue.
Baseline inbound, Livingston launches it out near midcourt. Bullock hauls it in. Starter off with the pick. Shuffling dribble, goes to baseline on Roper. He'll fade it. Tough 8-footer, missed it. Wilmson has the rebound.
Such a tough shot over the top of Nick Roper, who's got so much length.
Fridman bumped there by Strauder.
Well, how about the crowd at the Shirk Center today? First for the women's game, now for the men's game. Just outstanding crowd here. These two rivals been playing each other for a long time. Wesleyan's gotten the best of it here as of late. And off to a nice start in this one.
Series goes back to 1909. And it's been largely one-sided for the last decade or so as Bullock going to reach in on Josh Fridman. And that's going to be Bullock's first and team's fourth.
I'd like to see the Titans here want another spurt, really open things up here in this first half.
Roper works off a screen, darts it out to Wilmson. A wide open 3, spins out.
Boy, the second one in a row. Bazell's was halfway down, and the same thing for Wilmson right there.
On the right side, Travis gives up the dribble, top of the key to Livingston. Whips the ball left side to Strauder, back up top. Now on the wing, Travis with the head fake. Roper has him covered, forces him baseline. His bounce pass was kicked by Bolt out of bounds. It'll still be Millikin possession.
And the Titan defense has been solid here so far in this contest. Got off to a great offensive start. Gone cold a little bit since then. We'll see if they can get that offense going again.
Livingston to inbound on the baseline on the eye, and Titans gets it in play to Spates. The give back to Livingston. He reverses. Acrobatic shot, missed it. Bazell the rebound.
And the CCIW, you don't go up against a couple of 6'10 guys at the rim very often.
Bolt on the left wing, hands to Wilmson. Wilmson operates, one hops the ball to the paint to Roper. Backs down, cross court, Bolt, ball trickled away, and the steal by Strider. Strider hot foots the ball down court, 1-on-2, the layup good.
Millikin put themselves back in the contest after a really slow start. A lot of that has been Titans have gone cold on the offensive end.
11 minutes to go, Titans by 10. Roper sneaks into the baseline and gets the feed from Bolt for 2.
Yeah, nice job by Nathan Bolt. Really good read. Looks like Roper's going to go along the baseline, come out the other side, sneaks back towards the rim, and gets a nice layup.
22-10, Illinois Wesleyan on top. Bullock on the left side, unloads to Livingston off the screen. Looks to go baseline on Fridman. Tries to post up, cross-courts the ball to Spates. Spates on the wing, hands the ball off. Strider with a give and go inside to Spates. Juggle, but it was tapped out of bounds by Wilmson. Funk and Anderson returns, along with new senior, newly into the game, Sean Miller.
Shane Miller coming off the bench here now for Illinois Wesleyan, getting some first half minutes. Good to see.
Shane has been certainly a spark plug whenever he's come into the game at any point. High energy player. Ball hits off his back. Stuff always happens when Shane's on the floor. It is a vortex of game activity. Pass inside, and Miller gets the assist to Marco Anderson.
Now he's got himself an assist. That's what you do when you're coming off the bench, though. Try to make a difference when you get on the floor.
Anderson's second field goal, 24-10. Left elbow, started with a bounce pass. Livingston up top to Spates. Spates to the right, into the corner to Bullock. He curls off a screen, works his way down deep, tries to lean in on Anderson. Now he'll put it up over him, comes up short. Anderson has the rebound. Over to Shane Miller. Miller with the crossover. Moves past his man and glides in for 2.
Sometimes you get that guy on the floor, he makes a couple of plays, and all of a sudden he becomes that spark, and that's what Shane Miller has been here over the last minute for the Titans.
An assist, now a deuce. And a nifty one at that. Titans match their biggest lead. Ball trickled away from Spates. Funk with a 2-on-1 if they hurry. Fridman back to Funk for 2.
That is good-looking basketball. Give it up early and get it back. And the Titans had that run I talked about, Eric. A nice little 8-2 run here to open up an 18-point lead.
9:25 remaining in the first half, as Illinois Wesleyan now takes its biggest lead of the game. We'll take a brief timeout. This is Titan Basketball on 88.1 FM, WESN, and IWSports.com.
When competition for the best jobs is fierce, how do you set yourself apart? Experience? An education? Yes, but not just any education. At Illinois Wesleyan, we prepare graduates who break through the noise, who run the boardroom, the classroom, the lab, the stage. The best college for jobs in Illinois is right in your own backyard. Reach further, dream bigger, and break through at Illinois Wesleyan University.
The Titans score 8 in a row to up their lead to 28-10 with 9:25 remaining here in the first half. Looking at other CCIW action here while we have a brief timeout. Carthage leads Wheaton 13-12 fairly early in the contest. North Park struggling down halfway through the first half, 27-18 against Elmhurst. And Augie leads at Carroll 30-29 late first half.
Got a chance to see a moment ago Shane Miller with that nice little drop in the dime down to Marco Anderson for that layup. And boy, Eric, Shane has been a spark over the last minute and a half, coming off the bench, getting a steal, getting a bucket, getting an assist, and ask much more for the senior from Springfield. Done a terrific job.
As the Titans go back to work on defense, DeMarcus Vaughn returns as they get their starting 5 on the floor, which means Lane Toman back in with 2 fouls. But likely worth the gamble now, down by 18. A hand check on Fridman as he was guarding J.T. Welch. And Fridman gets his first foul, team's 5th.
Now, the team that is struggling offensively for Illinois Wesleyan just need to be careful here. You don't want to let them get back in the game at the free throw line. having a hard time scoring so far in the first half. And for Millikin, you're just trying to find any way to be able to put points on the board right now.
28-10. Now the inbound, it comes to Ott. Ott deep on the wing with a handoff. 3-ball by Stevenson. Knocks it down.
And a big one right there off that handoff. Had a little bit of space, let it fly. That's exactly what you want to see coming out of that timeout. Now it's just going to be one possession at a time for Millikin, see if they can dig themselves back in the game.
28-13, the scoop by Miller, a little off the mark, and the ball trickles out to the foul line, picked up by Drake Stevenson. With the Big Blue, a hop, skip, and a step here for Bond at the top of the key. Looks to put a move on Miller, kicks it to the corner to Ott. Ott moves in on his man, and it's an offensive foul as he leaned into Marco Anderson.
A little push off that time, and you can see DeMarcus Bond passing up that three-point shot on the outside. Would have had a good look. Ott's not going to take that medium-range jumper as well. So Titans have a couple of guys that they're going to kind of go underneath screens, maybe go underneath some ball handoffs, and then there's some other guys you're going to have to be able to fight over the top all night. 28-13,
Illinois Wesleyan. Ott jumps out off at the pick, and the pass a little wide as Anderson was left open on the roll there by Ott, but the pass was wide out of bounds. Friedman out for Illinois Wesleyan. Jackson Nego returns.
A good thought that time by Friedman, trying to hit Marco Anderson on the roll. Just not sure Anderson was quite ready for the pass that was coming.
DeMarcus Bond brings it up for the Big Blue. He's been out for a couple of games, but back in the lineup here today. Now it's Welch up top, swings it wide right. Now back over to Bond to the wing. Looks to stare down Miller, goes down deep and challenges Marco Anderson. Got him airborne and draws the foul.
Yeah, I think if Marco stays on his feet, he's probably going to be able to take a charge right there. Bond a little bit out of control going down the lane to find himself at the free throw line.
DeMarcus Bond at the free throw line.
So it'll send Bond to the line for two. Bond is a 65% free throw shooter. Fifth-year man from St. Louis, Missouri. Has been a key player of the rotation throughout his time in Decatur as Trey Bazell returns for Shane Miller.
Now, DeMarcus Bond actually leads the team in average minutes played per game. He's on the floor a lot and a key piece for Millikin. So ever since that timeout now, Millikin's run off the last 5. Again, trying to claw their way back in the game here before halftime.
Yeah. Bond is 5th in the league in assists and leads them in steals as well. The runner by Kolak after the window, no good. Bond has the rebound here with a lead pass left side to Welch. Welch in transition. Shuffles to the top of the key, swings it back over to Bond. 13-point lead for the Titans. Bond puts a move on Nego, goes to baseline. Now he's cut off, swings it out to Welch. Welch on the wing, now into the corner to Bond. Bond backing down on Nego, trying to use his size to his advantage. Kicks the ball up, ball tapped away by Funk, pinballed off the feet of Stevenson. Back the other way, into the corner. What a pass inside to Bazell from Funk, nearly falling out of bounds. Turned and fired it inside for two.
Now Mason was our player to watch, and that time he caused that deflection right there, going the other way for Illinois Wesleyan, able to get an easy 2.
Titans with a 30-15 lead and a turnover here on Ott as Nick Roper comes back in now for Mason Funk.
Yeah, Titans using that bench, getting a lot of good minutes from a lot of different guys here so far this evening.
As the Titans here enjoy a 30-15 lead, approaching 7 minutes to go. On the left side, it's Kolak. Kolak looking, puts a move on Toman, got him down deep, knifes inside between two defenders, goes to the left hand, no, tipped up and in by Marco Anderson.
And Carlo had a big night shooting the 3-ball down in Decatur a few weeks ago. Helped the Titans stay close at halftime in that contest before they were able to take control in the second half.
Anderson with 6 points off of the bench, 32-15, right side Toman. Toman backing down on Kolak, kicks it out top of the key, now with a handoff to Bond. Bond to the foul line, pushes up a difficult shot, no, tried to follow his miss. Could not do it. Kolak has the rebound for the green and white. Passing under the corner, Nego cuts to the paint, tees it up to Marco Anderson. Thought about a shot, but got his defender off his feet. Now to Bazell for 3.
There it is. Down the well it goes. You know, with Trey, it's just a matter of time. He starts knocking them home. That shot is so pretty coming off the hand, and it looks even better going down the well.
They all look like they're going in.
They certainly do.
Gratefully did. Bazell with the 5 straight points for the Titans. They are up 35-15. Or I should say 2 out of the last 3 baskets for Trey. Inside, Toman tried to knife inside, had it tapped away by Marco Anderson.
Yeah, great job by the coaching staff, giving Toman a bigger matchup with Roper and Kolak tonight.
Roper to the left, swings it wide right to Nigo. Nigo works his way into the green space, left-hander for 2.
Might be a time for another timeout here for Millikin. I know you don't want to burn one, but you could find yourself just way too far behind by the time you get to halftime. You're going to have to control these runs by the Titans.
37-15, Illinois Wesleyan up big. 5:35 till the break. Right side, Ott backs down on Marco Anderson as he kicks the ball back out to Bond, swings it on the left to Welch. Welch covered here by Trey Bazell. Back over on the right. 3-ball head fake. Stevenson shuffles the baseline into Watt. Got stripped and a foul as he elevated. And Stevenson, or make that off, will go to the line for 2.
Really nice play that time by Drake Stevenson. That bounce pass was right on the money. You know, good job by Ott setting that screen. It's just a little tiny roll to the rim right there. And able to find some space and get himself to the line. That was a well-run play.
So Ott at the line. First one comes up short. The fifth-year man from Chesterfield, Missouri, the transfer from Division I Lindenwood University. Ott, a 57% free throw shooter. As Anderson and Kolak go out, Nathan Bolt and Harrison Wilmson return as they go big here against the Big Blue.
The coaching staff has done a great job using the bench so far today. Great production from those guys. We've pretty much seen that all year from Illinois Wesleyan. Second free throw is good that time. Rolls around and heads home. Ott's going to head to the bench here. What's coming on is Chase Travis. Travis probably doesn't give them as much of a post presence defensively, but he's going to give them a little bit more scoring. Millikin is going to go a little smaller here. The guy out there now is going to be able to shoot the basketball from the outside, maybe a little tougher perimeter cover.
Left elbow Bolt shovels it down low. Wide for Wilmson as he was tangled up with Stevenson, who picks up the foul, the senior from O'Fallon, Missouri.
Really right now for Coach Soderberg, both of the big guys on the bench would be Ott and also Spates that comes off the bench as well. Those are really your two rim protectors. Those guys are going to play physical basketball down inside. We'll see if the Titans can take advantage of that.
Roper up the inbound, thought about the shot, didn't take it. Guarded by Travis, goes out top of the key to Wilmson. Works to the right, hands off to Nigo, top of the key. Nigo backs up, looks, swings to the right side. Roper, an open 3. Spins out. Stevenson, the rebound for the Big Blue.
That's as good a look as Nick's going to get all year right there. That was a wide open look, just didn't knock it home.
Under 5 till halftime. Travis hedges to the left, but he's covered. Swings it up top to Welch. 37-16, Titans up big. Strider baseline, looks to elevate, challenged by Bolt, and he forced the miss. Roper the other way, 3-on-3. Roper takes it down the middle, knifes inside, and can't finish. Toman rips away the rebound for Millikin. Cross-court pass, Welch on the one hop to Stevenson. Sets up left side, back out on top to Travis, wide right to Welch. Welch looks for step on Nigo, hand check, and reach-in foul coming up against Illinois Wesleyan on Jackson Nigo as he draws his second foul. And the Big Blue in the bonus with a 4:26 remaining in the first half. And Nigo with 2 fouls goes to the bench, and Josh Fridman is back in.
Now these will be just free throw attempts, 15 and 16 on the year for JT Welch. He's only missed one so far this season. We'll see if he can add to that mark right here. Outstanding free throw shooter, just doesn't get there very often.
And connects the front end of a 1 bonus, now with 4 points. 37-17.
The Titans have had their way here so far in the first half. They got a 20-point lead right now. Don't want to let Millikin back in the game here before halftime. We'll see if they can stay sharp over the last 4.5.
And the Central Catholic product, the successor to former Titan Luke Yoder at CCH High School. 37-18 as Welch gets a pair of free throws. Approaching 4 minutes to go in the first half. At the top of the key, it's Funk, right side to Fridman. Fridman up top to Bazell. Bazell rolls to the left off the pick by Funk. And now into the corner to Roper. Back out to Bazell. He eyes the 3 off the back rim. No. Strider has the rebound for the Big Blue.
Titans were trying to get that basketball inside, but nice job by Drake Stevenson holding his ground. Boy, it was physical in there between he and Wilmson. I'm surprised a foul wasn't called on one of those two.
Now it's Toman, left of the lane, looks to put a move on Roper. He's got 2 fouls, kicks into the corner. 3-ball by Stevenson off at the back rim. Roper has the rebound for Wesleyan.
Kind of like this lineup here for Millikin. If they don't give up anything inside, gives them a lot of guys on the outside, on the perimeter that can play offense and maybe spread Illinois Wesleyan out.
Roper looks to go baseline on Toman. Backing down, leans in, turns, puts it up from 8 feet and scores.
Looking for a foul that time. Again, physical play on the defensive end, but Nick gets to a spot he feels comfortable. Nice little turnaround shot.
Roper in double figures with 10 as the Titans lead 39-18. Stevenson left of the lane, looks to hand it off, does so to Tillman. Tillman off the pick. Roper fights through it. Right side, Travis. Back up top to Tillman. Tillman holds, unloads left of the lane to Stevenson. Back out to Welch. He'll raise a long two, in and out. Wilmson rebounds for Wesleyan.
Well defended by Mason Funk. Great job at the last second, jumping over the top of that handoff right there to get a hand in the face of JT Welch.
Wilmson up top, swings to the right side to Roper in the corner. Stares down his man Travis, goes to baseline. The double team closes in, kicks it out. Titans reverse, left side into the corner. 3-ball Fridman. Off the back rim, no. Funk came flying in and was off the target and getting the rebound the other way. Travis crashes to the glass against his defender, Bazell, and he got a push-off foul against Illinois Wesleyan. As Troy Bazell, the senior, picks up his first foul.
Boy, good ball movement by the Titans. Boy, Roper's got a double team down low, able to kick it around the horn right there. They finally get the basketball in the corner to Fridman, who got a really good look at the 3-ball. Just did not go down that time, but really good ball movement for Illinois Wesleyan. Got a nice shot out of it.
Travis, a 78% free throw shooter. This is a good shooting team for Millikin. They shoot the ball well from all spots on the floor. As Travis makes the first, they lead the conference in field goal percentage. They shoot it well from 3, though they shoot it seldom. And they are 74% at the line. As Bazell and Roper are back out for the Titans. Carlo Kolak and Shane Miller return. Tolman and Stevenson are out for the Big Blue.
That's been a struggle for Millikin tonight. Just 22% from the floor in the contest here so far.
One more try here for Travis off at the back rim, and the free throw rebound goes to Mason Funk. Titans up 20 with a 2.5 until the break.
Yeah, a little zone here now from Millikin. 3-2, maybe a little flattened out 1-2-2.
Into the corner, 3-ball, Carlo Kolak. A little strong. Into the corner to Travis, the rebound for the Big Blue.
Yeah, Titans now just 3 out of 12 from that 3-point line here in the game. Haven't shot it great.
Welch off the screen, the runner to the baseline, no good. Rebound Wilmson for Wesleyan.
That's a strong rebound by Harrison Wilmson right there, snatching that one with 2 hands.
2 minutes still halftime. Funk right side, guarded by Bullock. Unloads to Miller, curls to the left, looking on the wing to Kolak. With the jump step, kicks it back out to Miller. Miller with a head fake, gives himself some space, 3-ball long. Space rebounds for Millikin.
And Shane got a good look at it there, right there, as Millikin went back to the man-to-man defense after showing a possession of zone.
Starter swings the left side to Bullock, into the corner to Welch. Welch dribbles it up top, and he stepped out of bounds on the sideline.
Yeah, it's just kind of been that kind of first half from Millikin. Wesleyan's done an outstanding job on the defensive end, even with Hakeem Williams being a little under the weather and being in foul trouble, their best defender. They still have done an outstanding job defensively. I think the coaching staff has to be thrilled with how they've played defense here so far in the first half. Got off to a hot start offensively as well and been able to carry that lead the rest of the half.
Scored the game's first 16 points. Hakeem Williams unloads to Shane Miller. Miller on the right off at the pick, set by Wilmson with a spin mover to the right elbow, goes to baseline, and he was able to juke his way inside but couldn't hit it. Had a foul on Miller after Bullock collected the rebound for Millikin.
I think Shane might have been surprised he was that wide open once he got to the rim right there. Kind of turned the corner, and there he was. Unfortunately, frustrated with the miss, commits a foul. You just don't want to commit in that particular situation, especially against a team shooting about 20% from the floor. Don't want to give Millikin any chance to be able to put points on the board. Titan offense has really slowed down here late in the half.
Bullock, the Bloomington product, makes the first of 2. The junior has not been to the line much. In fact, that was his first free throw make of the season in 4 attempts. And he has one more try. Spins that one up and in. His first points of the game. 39-21 Wesleyan with 1:12 to go.
Let's see if the Titans can have a good possession here. Get that basketball inside.
Pass goes underneath to Wilson. Bought it up and able to get it in, and the foul.
Yeah, that's your definition of high-low right there. You pop your 6'10 guy up to that high post position. You see Marco Anderson getting down inside. Here's the replay. There's Wilmson at the elbow. Dump it down inside. There's the contact, and able to score Marco Anderson. Really nicely done by the Titans. Spates is on the floor, pretty good inside defender. But Millikin's going to get pretty small after that as Anderson able to spin home the free throw. And the Titans have doubled up now, the Big Blue, with 1 minute to go.
And Marco Anderson in double figures now with 11. With a minute left, and the Titans up 42-21. And it's Livingston up top now to Bullock on the wing as he gets the ball back out to Starter. Against the man-to-man defense, Spates on the right with a handoff. Gets it over to Travis as he's doubled. Claws his way baseline behind the goal. Kicks it back out. Bullock top of the key. Eyes a three. A rainbow is good from the top of the circle.
Absolutely needed that one. Jacob Bullock, only his 4th 3 of the year, going down.
Loose dribble there for Miller. Scooped up top of the key by Roper. About a 5-second difference between the game and shot clock. Miller with a high dribble, swings it up top to Roper. Measures the shot, doesn't take it. Swings the left side to Anderson. Anderson pedals his way into the paint, leans in, draws a double and reach in. Titans are in the bonus with 12.9 to go in the half. And this foul against Noah Livingston, beg your pardon, Chase Travis is first. And it will be Marco Anderson back to the line for a 1 and bonus. He's a 69% free throw shooter on the season.
Well, Marco was able to roll one in a second ago. See if he can knock in a couple right here to extend this 18-point lead for Illinois Wesleyan. And Jacob Bullock's done a nice job coming in off the bench. Knocked in that 3 a moment ago. Had an assist early on. Millikin's gotten some good production off that bench in the contest.
As Marco converts on the first, and he has one more.
They've been really relying upon Elaine Toman for a lot of offense here, especially in conference play. He just has not been involved at all so far. The Titans have really taken him out of the game here.
As Marco gets all over the rim on the second one and knocks that one down. And the Titans lead 44-24, just 10 seconds, still halftime. Starter backs up, top of the key. Welch, a long 3 off the backboard.
Still got time.
Roper tips the rebound at 3, at 2. Roper at midcourt, launches it. And it's wide left off the backboard, no good. As Illinois Wesleyan goes to the break after a dominating first 20 minutes of basketball. They lead 44-24 here at the break on senior night. We have a special halftime guest. We will introduce you to the new head football coach at Illinois Wesleyan, Jared Williamson. In the meantime, we want to check in with our sideline reporter tandem. We have 2 on the scene here at Shirk Center, Kaylee Unruh and Alex Bardanitis checking in. Guys?
Thank you, Eric. The last time the Titans met Millikin was exactly 1 month ago in Decatur, and we beat them 77-60. Mason Funk led the way with 16 points.
They have had a week without a game since playing and losing to Carthage last Saturday, the 8th. Let's hope the reset and the energy that has been created here in Shirk Center serve the Titans well. Back to you, Eric.
All right, thanks much, ladies. And it has been the case so far here today as they lead by 20, 44-24. We will take a break and we'll talk with football coach Jared Williamson. Coming up after this timeout, this is Illinois Wesleyan Titan Basketball on 88.1 FM, WESN, and IWSports.com.
Berg drives one in the air to center field. This is down for a base hit. The Titans are going to win the ball game. Ethan Berg walks it off, and the Titans storm all the way back with 9 runs in their last 2 innings. They win it tonight 13-12.
I can see it now. The smell of the grass on the quad. That sense of excitement in the air each fall. It feels like yesterday. While I'm no longer 18, I know there are students out there ready for an opportunity like I had, with a space to discover passions, bond over dreams, and make lifelong friends. Breakthrough at Illinois Wesleyan University.
And welcome back to Shirk Center here at Illinois Wesleyan University. Eric Stock along with Joel Swanson as Illinois Wesleyan has a big 20-point lead at halftime on senior day here against the Big Blue from Millikin. 44-24 is our halftime score. And we are pleased to be joined by Jared Williamson, the new head football coach at Illinois Wesleyan. It's been a couple of weeks. Coach, we want to welcome you, a belated welcome. And how are things going? You've occupied the corner office now. You're getting your coaching staff put together. 203 days away from your first game. Are you guys ready?
You counted it down for me exactly.
Of course.
Nice. So we have finished putting the immediate staff together, the coaches that are here all the time. We obviously introduced ourselves to the returning players and have them in the weight room and now conditioning 4 days a week with our strength staff. And then we're on the road recruiting. We've had over 100 visits since I started January 6th, so we're busy trying to mold that all together into a piece that leads us right into spring practice here at the end of March and obviously fall camp in August.
Now you replace a coach who had been here for 38 years in Norm Esch. His predecessor, Swede Larson, had been here for 33 years. Have you signed your 35-year employment agreement yet?
They didn't go over the length of the contract.
Okay.
I was very much aware of the two legendary coaches for sure, because one of the positive things about Illinois Wesleyan amongst the many is the great tradition that those two coaches established here together. Coach Esch playing for Coach Larson. So that was one of the things I emphasized during this whole process was obviously we're going to run the program how we feel is best in terms of getting the student athletes ready academically, athletically, and socially. But at the same time, we have to incorporate the special traditions that make this place what it is.
Coach, talk about starting a program really from scratch at Roosevelt. What was that experience like for you?
You end up learning so many things that you're not seeking or intending to learn, but it's so valuable, whether it's certain goals or standards. Really, you learn from a lot of your mistakes. And so that was an unbelievably valuable experience for me, and was a great ride. And 15 years goes by really fast, but it was tremendous learning experience.
Talk about the transition with recruits, maybe guys that thought they might be coming in under Coach Esch now coming under to you. What is that process like?
We just have to really get to know them and their family. And at the end of the day, the number one reason to come to Illinois Wesleyan is for the undergraduate degree. You come for that, and this is part of it, whether it's basketball, baseball, whatever your softball, whatever you're going to participate in. That's an extracurricular activity, though. You come here to get the degree and be part of the great alumni network, and obviously all the positive things that come with that experience here. So that was an easy selling point because they already knew that coming on visits and talking with our admissions team and so on.
Obviously, having previous experience coaching here before, why would you feel like this was the place for you?
I had, that question came up so many times. The best way to say it is to be a Titan is something unbelievably special for a number of reasons. And I don't know that you realize that until you get to experience it firsthand. But whether it's the community, the degree we just talked about, the support, anywhere you're at on campus, the values, whether you're in the bookstore or you're in Saga or you're in the Shirk Center, are all supported. It's just a special community that it was going to be an easy yes if the opportunity was offered.
Take you back in the time machine a little bit. We'll go back to 2009. What do you remember about the playoff win against Wabash? It was an overtime game. I remember it was a beautiful fall afternoon. What are your memories of that?
I remember they dropped the nose tackle on 4th and 15 as we ended the game and threw 4 verticals. I'm not sure what the nose tackle was going to do, but Jack Scalacucci caught the ball from Craig Ladd, and everyone jumped over the fence, and we still tell fish stories about it to this day. So I remember it quite vividly. I remember I felt like we got off to a great start that day, and they battled back, and it was a true playoff game.
And you were the offensive coordinator at that time, the last time the Titans advanced in the playoffs. Did you imagine ever at that point, as I believe a first-time coach out of school, that you would be coming back to Illinois Wesleyan at some point?
I left here, me and my wife, thinking that, boy, what a tremendous setup, but we didn't necessarily know what else was out there.
Sure.
And the further you're removed from it, the specialness grows, and you realize, boy, there was a lot of great things in so many areas about Wesleyan, and we would love to come back if that was ever a possibility.
And it's interesting that you have been able to do that coming from a Division II school to a Division III school. You can offer scholarships. You can offer scholarships now. Your defensive coordinator is also coming back to Illinois Wesleyan. You know him well from 2 prior stints in Mike Murray. He passes up a Division III head coaching job, which he had at Elmhurst, to come back to Illinois Wesleyan. What does that say to you about what you were trying to do here at Illinois Wesleyan and about the university?
I hope that continues to show our players, our coaches, our recruits, especially in their families, that we are not just saying we think it's a valuable, unbelievable place to be. That it's a location, it's a place that people want to go. And so, obviously, not speaking for Coach Murray, but I know his pride in not only being an alum, but being here so many years and his family ties to the area. It was an easy thing for him, I'm sure, to say yes, just like it was an easy thing for me because of the specialness. In many different ways, it brings people.
Coach, talk about not just coming back to Wesleyan, but also coming back to the CCIW on the football side. Your thoughts on that? Tremendous competition week in and week out. I had the pleasure of scheduling some of these really good Division III teams, non-conference opponents, because of our location in Chicagoland. So we played Whitewater, we played Oshkosh, we played North Central multiple times. Tremendous. The non-scholarship is pretty tricky. Anything under the Power 4 these days, if you're really good, you're really good, and the CCIW is really good.
And, of course, North Central is really good. They've kind of become the evil empire of Division III football. I say that with the utmost respect. But do you get questions about that? When can Illinois Wesleyan get to where North Central is?
Questions like that all the time, which I think are motivated for the love of Illinois Wesleyan and where they want the program to go. And absolutely, we want to go in that direction as well. But it's eating an elephant one bite at a time. Right. And for us, each week, no matter who we're playing, we need to focus on ourselves and really just working on the things that we believe are going to make us successful. And so that's where we've started here since January 6th. That's in the weight room with our current players and in recruiting, like I mentioned. But it's exciting to go after the best. Where else would you rather be? So as first year, what does success look like for the Titan football team on the field and off the field in year one? Academically, for our students, there's no doubt about the goal is to graduate in 4 years, just like the students have done here, no matter if they're student athletes or not. So that those goals don't change academically. On the field, though, I just want people to be proud of the brand of football we play. I want them to leave the stadium saying that was a physical, disciplined, those kids cared about every single play. That's going to lead to success no matter what the scoreboard says. But we want to compete right away and have success, obviously. And so if we can play that kind of football week in and week out, I think that'll lead to those results you're mentioning.
We're talking to new Illinois Wesleyan football coach Jared Williamson. And for a little bit about yourself, how would you describe your style as a leader and what you were looking for in your student athletes to succeed on the football field? A certain style of player, a style of athlete.
Yeah, the three things we ask from our players, play hard, be tough, and know your assignment, know what you're doing, and every day be a great teammate or a great leader. Just fulfill one of those. And at the end of the day, as a leader and as what we expect from our players, eliminate the gray area. Hey, here's our goals. Here's how we go about the goals. Here's what we believe in. And make sure there's never a, how do I do this? Or how do I go about warm up and stretch? How do I go about going to class? How do I go about? We want to make sure we have defined everything so we know that's the Titan way of doing things. And I would describe both of those answers as that.
We can't wait for the start of the season. I'm sure you can't either.
No, it's 203 days. I mean, there might be a point in July where I want a few extra days, but we're excited about it.
I understand that. Well, we appreciate the time forward to the upcoming season. Best of luck as you get ready for game number 1 this fall.
Thanks very much.
All right, you bet. That's Jared Williams, new head football coach at Illinois Wesleyan University. We'll take a quick time out in our Will Square Capital Spotlight as we honor the man whose name is inscribed on the court here at Shirk Center. This is Titan Basketball on 88.1 FM, WESN, and IWSports.com. And welcome back to Shirk Center here at Illinois Wesleyan. 44-24 is our halftime score. The Titans over the Big Blue. Preserving a legacy. Our halftime segment presented by Will Square Capital puts a spotlight on the rich history of Illinois Wesleyan basketball and the student athletes that have built the strong tradition of success. Tonight, we look back at the career of former Titan great Denny Bridges. Bridges has spent his entire career as an Illinois Wesleyan athlete, coach, and administrator. A native of Anchor, a small town 25 miles east of Bloomington, Bridges was a 4-year letterman and starter in basketball and baseball, a 3-year football letterman, and an all-conference quarterback. In basketball, he was a 2-year captain, most valuable player, and all-conference honoree once. He's currently 40th in school history with 926 career points. After graduating in 1961, Bridges coached at Plainfield High School for 3 years before returning to Wesleyan in 1964 as Jack Hornberger's basketball assistant and head tennis coach, with the understanding he would become head basketball coach for the 1965-66 season. Then with the 4 starters back from the championship team, the rookie coach led the Titans to his 6th CCIW championship in 7 years. Under Bridges' tenure as athletic director, the Shirk Center and Fort Natatorium have been constructed, varsity swimming returned for men, added for women, and men's and women's soccer, women's cross country, and women's golf have been added as varsity sports. Bridges was extremely active in fundraising for the Jack Hornberger baseball field, which opened in April of 1999. It yielded new facilities in softball and the soccer field, along with renovations to the football field and outdoor track. Denny Bridges retired as athletic director in July of 2015. Had been Illinois Wesleyan athletic director since 1981 and head basketball coach for 36 years, retiring in 2001. He retired as the winningest active coach in Division III men's basketball with 667 victories. Bridges' 2001 team finished 24-7, placed third in the NCAA Division III tournament. His 97 team won the national championship, earning him Coach of the Year. Bridges celebrating his birthday today. He remains a loyal Titan fan and can be found in the stands here at Shirk Center just about every home game. With wife Rita, we wish Coach Bridges a happy birthday. As we get ready for the start of the second half, as Nick Roper gets ready to inbound the ball, the Titans ahead by 20. Josh Fridman gets it off the inbound, sets up left of the lane, has the seam, darts into the corner to Roper. Roper angling in, back out of the wing to Williamson. Now Funk with the handoff. Fridman on the attack. Both teams with the starters in. Funk a wide open 3. Left it short, tipped by Williamson. Offensive rebound to Roper. Glides in and gets the bounce.
Yeah, nice job by Harrison Williamson keeping that basketball alive. And Nick Roper able to gobble that one up and put it home. Well, that's exactly what the Titans wanted, though. Really well-run play. Mason Funk got a great 3-point look. Might have been a little bit deep that time, but still able to gobble up that rebound and get that basket.
That's Roper now with a dozen. Titans match their biggest lead as we open the second half. In the opening minute, Bond kicks it out to Ott. They'll make that Stevenson. Stevenson hands off to Welch. Swings to the left side on the weave to Toman. Toman pulls up a toughly contested shot off the rim. No, but Toman kept it alive with the Big Blue. Now moving inside, it's Ott as he goes down deep on Hakeem Williams, who already had 2 fouls.
Yeah, really nice job by Toman. If he doesn't get a hand on that basketball, Illinois Wesleyan is off to the races the other end and just got another stop. Nick Roper has done a terrific job so far on Toman in this contest.
Roper cuts it across to Funk, back over to Roper, squares it for the shot, doesn't take it. Unloads to Williamson. He is an open 3. They dare him. He misses. Toman has the rebound for Millikin.
Good look that time by Williamson from the outside. He's been able to knock that shot down fairly consistently as the year has gone along. Just did not knock that one down.
And a reach in on Roper on the handoff to Toman.
Ooh, that's a tough call on Nick Roper. That was a ton of basketball right there, and that ball rolled right down the leg of Lane Toman out of bounds, where that probably should have been going the other way for the Titans right there. Didn't catch the break on the call.
Roper's first foul, first of the half. Ball launched into the backcourt to DeMarcus Bond. Guarded here by Fridman. Behind the back dribble off the screen by Ott. Goes baseline. Looking to post up here against the smaller Fridman. Bounce the ball out to Stevenson. Eyeballs a three. Short. Hakeem Williams runs to the rebound for Illinois Wesleyan.
A good look for Stevenson from the outside.
Williams has a seam and a foul on Wilmson as he bowled over Bond while setting the pick for Hakeem. His first foul and team's second of the half. 20-point lead for Illinois Wesleyan. Two teams trying to end a losing skid. Titans have dropped two. Millikin 3 in a row. Launch now in midcourt. Tipped by Mason Funk. The Titans now with the numbers. Left side to Fridman. Fridman baseline. A round off picked up by Tolman. Kicks it out. Now Hakeem top of the key. Slashes left of the lane with the right hand. No. Stevenson rebounds for Millikin.
Yeah, tried to get back to the right hand right there. Frazier Ott did a pretty good job walling off. And here's JT Welch.
Knocks down to three from the wing.
A good job in transition right there. Boy, the Titans have had some really good looks to start the half here. Haven't been able to take advantage. Opened the lead to 22, now back to 17.
Fridman with a quick step to his left. Turns and finds Roper for two.
That is a terrific play by Josh Fridman. Oh, spin inside. Couldn't get up on the rim, so dumped it off to somebody who could right there. And boy, Nick Roper got the easy one.
And Roper has 14 to give a go inside. Big time rejection there by Hakeem Williams on the layup attempt by Welch.
Now, JT Welch thought he had an easy one, but Hakeem Williams coming out of nowhere right there to swat that one away.
And he gets the inside pass from Wilmson. Sets himself, missed it, got the rebound, and fouled by Ott as he looked to put it back.
Oh, it's nice to see a guy who makes a great defensive play on one end get rewarded on the other now with a trip to the free throw line. Looked like Hakeem Williams just had a nice little slip there right from the free throw line down the lane and to find himself at the line here. Didn't play a lot of minutes in that first half. Ended up with a little bit of foul trouble there in half number one. Only played 3 minutes and 42 seconds in that first half. First free throw up and down it goes. So Hakeem is on the board tonight.
75% at the line this year as Nate Starter comes in for Bond. The Titans are 8 for 8 at the line so far today. Shot nearly 50% of the first half of the Big Blue, just 23% from the floor.
Yeah, I thought the Titans were just dynamite on the defensive end in half number one. Millikin had a hard time getting good looks. Illinois Wesleyan doing what they do best, which is use their length to make the opponent shoot over the top as Hakeem Williams knocks in the second free throw. And Carlo Kolak will come back into the lineup here. Illinois Wesleyan's done a wonderful job on Lane Toman so far in the contest, and it certainly has shown up on the scoreboard.
Carlo Kolak in now for Hakeem. Toman lobs the ball into the front court. It's Stevenson with an over-shoulder catch. Glides in, missed the layup, but fouled as he was challenged by Funk.
That time, Millikin doing a nice job going over the top right there. Like Mason Funk trying to face guard in the front. Wilmson might have gotten caught coming a little bit too far up the floor right there. Did a great job throwing over the top. And Stevenson now will head to the free throw line for a couple shots.
First foul on Funk, third team foul. Stevenson, 71% free throw shooter. And the senior from O'Fallon, Missouri, makes the first.
Yeah, scored 3 points in that first half. Knocked in a three-point shot for his only made field goal of the contest here and trying to get this lead under 20 now.
And he gets 2 out of 2. 50-31. 3 minutes gone by. Second half. Fridman at the top of the key. Sets up right side. Gets the ball to the baseline to Nick Roper. Roper draws the double. Kicks it out. Fridman left of the lane. Jump pass left side to Kolak. Kolak moves his way inside the leaner against Strotter, and he gets the roll.
That's a strong player right there, Carlo Kolak. Boy, you talk about you can't let Nick Roper go left. You can't let Carlo go right. Boy, he tries to turn the corner, and at that point he's going to use his size and strength to be able to get that ball up on the rim.
52-31, first basket for Kolak, the junior from New Trier. Strotter with the top. Guarded here by Carlo. Hooked the back door, tipped up by Funk out of bounds. Still Millikin ball with 10 of the shot clock. Marco Anderson, Jackson Ego back in, replacing Fridman and Wilmson.
Again, Mason Funk in the passing lane right there for Illinois Wesleyan. Using those long arms to be able to get a hand on the basketball. The Titans have been able to lock down Millikin most of the contest. Big Blue playing better, though, here offensively in the second half. We'll see if they can make a run to make this thing interesting before it's all said and done.
Welch from the Millikin bench gets it in play to Ott on the left wing. They play off of him. Puts a move on Marco Anderson. Backs down into the paint. Leans in up strong. A line drive jump hook. No good. Rebound Mason Funk. Kicks it out to Jackson Ego. Pedals into the front court. Sets up left side. Swings it to the right side to Roper. Roper with that fake back over to Nigo. Sides steps to his right. Out of the post to Marco Anderson. Draws a double. Tees it up into the corner. Roper for three. Off the heel. No. Tipped in over the back on Marco Anderson as Zach Ott had one position for the rebound. And the second foul on Anderson.
Anderson got called for a push that time. Not sure it was a push, though. He kind of came over the top, was trying to tip it to himself on the backside. You don't see that called very often. Marco does a really good job on that weak side rebound. Again, Titans got a good look from the corner from Roper, just didn't go down.
And he gets a lot of his rebounds in just that fashion. But his first foul, team's fourth of the half already. Titans up by 21. Strotter to the free throw line. Gives up the bounce, and he had it stripped by Mason Funk.
That's Mason Funk again at the defensive end. He has had a really good night defensively.
Funk to the glass into the corner. Roper lines up a three. Back rimmed it. No. Tipped by Funk again. Kept alive. Now Funk will throw up a three for the right wing, and nothing but net.
Let's talk about getting rewarded. Nice to see that from Mason Funk right there. Made a terrific defensive play on one end. Gets rewarded with the three ball on the other.
Funk, the third Titan to double figures, 55-31. Biggest lead for the Titans tonight. Travis with a head fake, no three. Toman to the corner, jab step, moves in on Roper. Gets into the green space as they collide in the paint, and a foul as he put it up over his shoulder. Picked up the second foul on Nick Roper. 5 already in the half on the Titans as Bazell and Bolt come in. And Nick Roper and Mason Funk go to the bench.
That's where Lane Toman was so effective at Millikin, was getting downhill, getting inside. But the Titans have really done a nice job getting bigger players on him, have taken away a lot of that action in the lane for the guard.
Noah Livingston leaves it up for grabs near midcourt, but Strotter runs it down now to Bullock. Back out to Strotter with a waist-high dribble down into the paint. Pulls up, no shot. Bullock now to the corner to Travis. Travis scrolls off the screen into the paint, kicks it out to Spates, not looking to shoot. Strotter back to the right, hedges to the elbow. 15-footer off the back rim. Kolak tips the rebound, and Nigo collects it off the hop.
That's Strotter's game, though. That 15-footer turn in the corner. That's where he's pretty effective. Just didn't go down that time.
Kolak left side, now to the free throw line. Looking, fast to unload, out to Bolt to the right wing. Bolt with the step on Bullock, looks to back down on the smaller guard. Bolt tees it up, Nigo, cuts to his left, nothing there. Shovels off to Marco Anderson, moves his way into the paint, the jump hook for two.
Nice job by Marco, again, getting to a comfortable position. It's a little right-hand hook over the top right there, and the Titans have their biggest lead of the contest now at 26.
13 for Marco Anderson on the night. 57-31, Spates at the top. Couple steps to his right, guarded by Anderson loosely. Hands off to Strotter, goes to baseline. They collide, and he simply dribbled it out of bounds. He wanted a whistle. May have been some contact. Goes back to the Titans as DeMarcus Bond comes back in, and Strotter goes to the bench.
The Titans now really trying to stretch things out in the second half and maybe put this in cruise control in the last 10 minutes.
57-31. Nigo one-hops the ball to Bolt, top of the key. Bolt back to Nigo, right side to Bazell. Looks to feed the post, instead goes to baseline himself. Cross-court pass, tapped out of bounds by Travis.
Hey, almost like to see that long bounce pass across the baseline in that situation. A little bit easier to get that over to Kolak in the corner, but pretty well defended that time by Millikin.
6 minutes gone by in the half. Titans up 26 inside the Bolt. Ball trickled away as they tried to establish position. Livingston takes it off the turnover. Left of the lane, missed the runner. Bullock got it back and resets the offense for the Big Blue. Shot clock at 20. On the right side, it's Bond. Kicks it out to Bullock into the post to Spates. Spates draws the double. Back out to Bond, not looking to shoot. They work it around the horn to Livingston. Lines up a three. That's short. Kolak has the rebound for the green and white.
Yeah, not a lot of scoring on the floor right now for Millikin. We'll see if they can find somebody to really step up.
Kolak jump pass on the wing to Bolt. Baseline to Anderson. Backing down on Spates. Second defender, Hedges, kicks it out. Nigo for three. That's long. Anderson the rebound. Anderson hooks it out to Bazell. Wide right to Bolt. Right side to Kolak. Kolak baseline on Travis. Moves his way inside. Muscles up, reverses, and scores.
Really nice job by Carlo Kolak. Getting all the way down underneath the basket. Kind of using that rim as a shield from the defender there. Able to finish.
It's a second basket. 59-31. Titans have scored 9 straight. Bazell gambled on the steal. Nearly got it. Now Bond on the wing, but Bond has not been as much of an offensive threat here in this game. Perhaps he can take some more chances. Now Bullock moving to the baseline, pushes up a right-hander and scores. And now Millikin calls timeout as Jacob Bullock now has 7. 59-33. Titans up a 30-second timeout with 12:33 remaining.
Well, Titans getting exactly what they wanted here to start the second half. A 20-point halftime lead. Now pushing it out to 26, getting to a nice, comfortable margin. Not letting Millikin dig into that lead at all and expanding the lead here to start the second half. Both coaches now going to their bench a little bit here as the half goes along. Boy, the Titans have gotten really good play off the bench here so far in this contest. And you look at the night that Marco Anderson has had so far. Boy, the senior has been terrific. He's been a spark plug for the Titans all year long and certainly has been against Millikin this evening. So the 30-second timeout done, but 12 and a half to go. 26-point lead now. And we see Harrison Wilmson back on the floor. Shane Miller, who was a real spark for the Titans in the first half, comes back on the floor as well now for Illinois Wesleyan.
We'll get to the other league scores in a moment, but all of those games are awfully tight. This one, not so much, as they lead by 26 over the Big Blue. Fridman sets up at the right side. Now to Bolt, left side to Miller. Whistle away from the ball.
Got a hold here against the Big Blue. Just their second team foul of the half. Illinois Wesleyan already has 5 team fouls against them.
The second on Spates. Fridman, the baseline inbound. He gets it into Wilmson. Against Spates. Backing down. Here comes the double. They kick it up, all tipped out to Miller. Miller on the drive, all the way to the glass for 2.
Second time he's been able to get all the way to the basket on the dribble drive. But Shane Miller has been a big contributor for the Titans tonight. Well, that is so good to see.
61-33. Illinois Wesleyan with 12 minutes to go in the contest. Tolman left side to Bullock. Hands off to Tolman, who goes to baseline, backs down on Bazell. Kicks it back out. Travis at the top. Left side Bullock. Tolman with a head fake. Into the paint. Knocked away. Bolt to steal. The outlet. Fridman to Miller. Runs it down and lays it in.
Great job by Josh Fridman. Boy, as soon as he caught it, he knew that Shane Miller had gotten out in front of the pack. Threw it right in front of him. And I think we might have a technical foul here. Let's see what the officials come up with.
After the Miller layup.
Yeah, I think it was Shane Miller that picked up the technical right there.
Technical foul on Illinois Wesleyan Shane Miller.
So we'll have a couple free throws here for Millikin. Lane Tolman.
It's his third and the team's 6th.
That's the third foul on Miller. And 16 fouls as Tolman goes to the line. And the 87% free throw shooter knocks down the first.
It's been a tough night for Lane Tillman. The Titans have done a great job bottling him up. He had a big game for Millikin down in Decatur the first 2 times these teams played. That was a totally different game. Boy, it was back and forth until about the 10-minute mark of the second half. Titans were able to get a 6-8 point lead and then really blow it open in the last 4 minutes. Had a great closing stretch in that contest to finally put Millikin away, but that was a game that was well undecided well into the second half.
Remarkably, Tolman gets his first points of the game, just 0 for 3 from the floor as he has been bottled up, gets 2 free throws and they've got possession, but still down big at 63-35. On the cut, it's Welch at the free throw line as he cuts inside, ball tapped away but kept it alive, directed it out to Travis, who lines up a 3, no good. Tipped by Bond out of bounds as he reached over Miller and knocked it out of play to the Titans.
And so far, Millikin just 11 points in the second half. The Titans held them to 24 in half number 1, so the defense has been rock solid for Illinois Wesleyan all day.
63-35, Roper on the left side. Wilmson sets the screen. Roper on the attack. Hard to the glass, lays it up and in, and the foul.
And a highlight film finish right there as Nick Roper again gets back to that left hand, a little English, and down it goes for Nick Roper. That really just shows you what Nick can do. Chance at the and one, and see this one coming right into your screen here. Going right, back to the left, a little English, and the finish that time. And the blocking foul on Lane Tillman. And now the 6'7" senior had a chance to finish off the 3-point play here as we go under 11 minutes.
With 10:59 remaining, Roper short of the free throw. Travis has the rebound. Roper now 4 for 5 at the stripe here today. As Bond rolls off the screen, delivers the right side to Toman. He'll let it fly. A deep three, right wing. Well contested, no good. And the rebound to Fridman. Toman just not having any good looks here in this game.
Yeah, he's been a really consistent scorer for them all season long. Just not having it today.
Now guarding Roper as he finds the trailer. Fridman couldn't finish. Ball hit off the knee of Spades, out of bounds. Looks like we'll have a foul, perhaps, as the ball was knocked out of play.
Yeah, I have no idea what the call is going to be here, Eric. I think the officials might just surprise us. It's going to be on Shane Miller. And they're going to look at the monitor. Is that what they've decided to do?
Appears to be the case as they send both teams to their respective huddles. I'm not exactly sure. 65-35. The Titans have the lead with 10:29 to go.
And you can see the replay as...
I guess the question is they're looking for who touched it last.
Yeah, not exactly sure.
Looked like it went off of Spates' leg.
Yeah, it definitely went off a Millikin player. Exactly right, Eric. It went off Spates' leg at the end of the play then. Looked like they were helping Shane Miller up. And didn't get a look at the end of it there. Well, anyway, 30-point contest here, 10.5 to go in the ball game. Boy, the Titans have been able to take a 20-point lead, stretch it out to 30 here in the second half. Efficient on the offensive end and a really nice job attacking the glass. Three-point shot has really not been a weapon much for Illinois Wesleyan so far today. They've been able to get inside the paint. Boy, they shot the ball really well from the outside in the first half down in Decatur, but then attacked the glass in half number 2 and got the job done with their pressure defense. And they're going to bring everybody over to the monitor here.
Well, while we have a moment, some other scores, a game that we are closely following as North Park trails in the second half at home against Elmhurst, 64-58. If the Titans are able to hold on to this big lead and North Park were to lose, the Titans would wrap up the number 2 seed, which will guarantee them a bye in the CCIW tournament's first round. And, of course, that's significant as they would go straight to Friday in the semifinals. North Park is still alive if they can win today, because they'll be here in Bloomington on Wednesday night for their final game of the regular season. Illinois Wesleyan closes out next Saturday at Augustana. While Carthage pulling away from a suddenly resurgent Wheaton team, 78-66. Thunder won 3 in a row.
Yeah, they have really played well. And Wheaton not just winning, but putting big numbers on the board, too, offensively. That is a young basketball team. I know they've taken it on the chin for most of the conference season, but also a team to watch out for a year from now.
Yeah, no question. They've got just about everybody back. And Carroll leads Augustana 65-59 with about 5 minutes to go in Waukesha.
You know, the Titans will finish up at home against North Park, on the road against Augustana. 2 really big games for Illinois Wesleyan, trying to secure that NCAA tournament bid. Certainly don't want to have to rely on something that happens in the conference tournament at the end of the year. Would like to have that thing sewing up, and certainly in doubt at this point of the season. Even at 18-4, you just never know what's going to happen down the stretch with only 21 Pool C bids. Boy, it becomes difficult. And it must have been something that happened after the play, Eric. Boy, there's a lot of discussion that's going on, and they're going back to the scores table again, especially in a 30-point game here.
We're talking with Wesleyan's athletic department earlier today and about replay, and all of the coaches, all of the schools in the CCIW have it, and they've been very pleased with how it has gone. There's been the occasional long delay, and of course, we have that today. There is a foul on Shane Miller, so that is his 4th and team 7th. Worth noting also that it is required, replay review is required to host in the NCAA Division III tournament, which Illinois Wesleyan will most likely do for the women in the opening weekend of the NCAAs. So Bond will go to the line. They're already in the bonus as DeMarcus Bond makes one of two. Bond has 3 points on the day. So Shane Miller now with 4 fouls as he checks out. And the second free throw is good. 65-37. Titans are up.
Let's see if the Titans continue to get good paint touches. Been a real key for them here in this half. They have pounded that basketball inside.
Funk gets it on the low block to Roper, kicks it out. Now shuffling into the paint is Kolak with a spin, a pivot, off the glass for two.
They just continue to attack the glass here against this Millikin basketball team. The ball has moved really well in this contest for the Titans. And now we'll have the lead back to 30.
Midway through the second half. 6 points now for Kolak. Bond thought about the shot, didn't take it. Travis goes to baseline. He's cut off, tapped away by the long-armed Mason Funk. Out of bounds, still Millikin ball.
Yeah, Funk has been a disruptor of that Millikin offense throughout this ball game. And he has really played well on the defensive end.
67-37. As JT Welch windbound in the corner. High into the air, up for grabs. That's dangerous against Funk. And it's tapped to Funk, and he glides in for two.
Another steal and basket for Mason Funk. That ball thrown into the backcourt. And the Titans now with their biggest lead has ballooned to 32.
A jump ball for Mason Funk is dangerous if you're the opponent. As he now has 12 points, 69-37. Bond will throw up a three, and he hits it. His first field goal of the day.
It doesn't take many three-pointers from the outside, but that one goes down.
He has 7 points, 69-40, Illinois Wesleyan. Fridman with a step on Travis to make that on Welch. Ball tapped away. And a reach in, looked like Spates collided and pulled him down. That's going to be Tion Spates' second foul. Number 4 for the half. Marco Anderson, Jackson Ego back in. Robinson and Fridman go out.
Returns for the Big Blue.
Now Nate Starter's back in for Millikin. Trying to avoid a fourth straight loss. The inbound to Roper. He got fouled as he elevated to the baseline. The quick inbound to Nick Roper. And the senior from St. Louis Mo will go to the line for two.
Again, the Titans do a good job on that inbounds play. Getting a touch in the paint. Been able to extend over the smaller players from Millikin pretty much all day today. Free throw up and good by Nick. He's able to roll that one home. I thought Millikin did a terrific job down in Decatur, especially for 3/4 of that game, till about the 10-minute mark of the second half, of really being physical against Illinois Wesleyan. Taking away the cuts, really jamming up the inside. It was one of the keys for the Big Blue today. But Illinois Wesleyan's done a really good job with their spacing offensively in this contest, and that has been a big difference.
18 for Roper. Titans up big with 9 minutes to go. Bonded with hesitation. Baseline challenged Kolak. Contact on the shot attempt and a foul on Carlo Kolak. His second. And the Titans have 8 fouls in this half. DeMarcus Bond back to the line where he's 4 for 4 on the day.
8:19 to go in the north side of Chicago. Elmhurst leads North Park 72-60 as DeMarcus Bond knocks down that free throw. So we'll keep an eye on that. We'll see if the Blue Jays can hold that lead. Boy, Elmhurst just about got Augustana on the road the other night. Yep. Lost that game. Now trying to get one on the road in Chicago.
2 for 2 for DeMarcus Bond. 71-42. And a win by Elmhurst today would wrap up the number 2 bid for Illinois Wesleyan and a bye in the first round of the conference tournament. Assuming the Titans can hold on to this big lead. Into the corner, it's Nigo. And back out to Nick Roper. Roper wheels in right of the lane, draws the double, turns, fires, and gets the roll.
Nice job again. Getting that left hand cut off, spins back to the right. Nice little jump shot over the top. And Millikin just has not been able to keep the Titans out of the lane.
20 for Roper, 73-42. Tillman with the head fake challenges Mason Funk and drew contact on the scoop.
Toman so far today has seen Carlo Kolak, seen Nick Roper, seen Mason Funk. All guys about 6'6", 6'7". just gives the Titans such tremendous size and has not been able to use that strength. I was really impressed with his ability to get down near the basket in Decatur. Really gave the Titans some fits inside. This is the free throw right there.
And the Titans get the rebound. Second foul on Funk. Behind the back there by Nigo. Corrals the dribble here again, Strotter. Back out high to Funk. Right side to Roper. Roper goes to baseline. Hooks it out to Funk. A long three. Got it.
Right in rhythm that time for Mason Funk.
Is 15 on the day with 8 minutes to go. 76-42. Tillman knifing inside and lays it up and over Funk for two.
That's what we saw in Decatur right there. His ability to be able to play downhill, get inside that post area. And that's why what Illinois Wesleyan has done today has been so impressive against him.
Funk with a spin. He looks to answer, can't finish. Ball slammed off the floor and knocked into the backcourt. And Bazell able to run it down. Good hustle there by Trey. Titans will reset. They did not reset the shot clock, or they did so late.
They did reset the shot clock there back to 20.
I guess they're going to say it was a change of possession. So the Titans will get 10 additional seconds off the inbound. Here with a 32-point lead, Marco Anderson wheels to the left, hands off to Bazell. Off his knee, got it back right side to Nigo on the drive, kicks it out to Bazell for three. A little long, back tap by Anderson. Strotter fought for it, and he collided with Trey Bazell. And Trey gets his second foul.
And Trey lined up a good look at that one. Really nice job by Jackson Nigo. He's turning the corner there, draws the defender. All Trey needs is just a little bit of space to be able to get that shot off. It just, again, hits that heel. He's had a couple of those today. Hit that heel off that jump shot. Strotter will head to the line.
2 fouls on Trey Bazell. The double bonus here for the Big Blue for the remainder. As Nigo and Bolt come back in. Or correction, Nigo was in. Funk goes to the bench. Strotter now with 5 points. 77% foul shooter on the year.
2:50 to go in Kenosha. Carthage leads Wheaton 84-74. So Firebirds are now up 11 with 2:29 to go, 85-74. So it looks like Carthage on their way to another victory. And Carthage has moved up the NPI a lot, now sitting at number 13, right behind Illinois Wesleyan, who's at number 11. So the CCIW has a couple teams rising up in that NPI.
30-point game with 7 minutes to go. Nigo left side to Bazell. Squares here, top of the key, swings it over to Roper. Roper lines up a three and hits.
All the shots going down for Illinois Wesleyan. We talked about playing free, playing confident, and they certainly have done that today.
23 for Nick Roper, 79-46. Stop and go. Bond challenges Nigo down deep and lays it in.
Marcus Bond using that size to be able to get downhill all the way to the glass. And it looks like Shane Miller is going to enter the lineup again. And there's Bazell from the corner. Good to see that one drop there for Trey. Knocks it home.
8 points for the senior from Fairbury as the Titans lead 82-48. Head fake, kick out to Stevenson. His three is long. Nigo tracks it down for Illinois Wesleyan. 82-48. Roper puts on the brakes left side, and they'll pull the ball back out. Just over 6 minutes to go. Nigo into the corner to Anderson with a head fake. Moves in on Stevenson into the paint. Jump hook good.
Titans got out to a 16-0 lead in this contest and really never looked back. But impressed they were able to build on that 20-point halftime lead and really stretch this out in the second half.
84-48. Titans up. Big ball tapped away from Bond, but right back to him. Swings it out to Stevenson. On the right to Travis with the head fake. Moves to the left on Bolt. Bolt sticks with him. Had his pocket picked by Trey Bazell. Out in front. Steps up and goes for the dunk. The help defender picked his pocket, never saw it coming, and he gets the dunk. Double figures for Trey Bazell. Crowd comes to its feet. Timeout Millikin. The Titans dominating here this evening.
Yeah, good to see the reaction of the guys as well as Trey Bazell. And here comes the replay. Bazell with the two-hand flush right there. Knocks down the three. Gets the dunk. It's been nice to see Eric today. Seems like all the seniors have had their moments here today, and there's Trace.
Yeah, no question. A 10-point day for the senior Trey Bazell, as they lead 86-48. We'll take a quick timeout. This is Titan basketball on 88.1 FM, WESN, 9WDsports.com. (86-48), Illinois Wesleyan with the lead. 5:25 to go. Eric Stock with Joe Swanson, Caden Darby in our WESN studio, and a big crew here at Shirk Center for Senior Day. Not the Titans' final home game. They will be back here on Wednesday night for their final regular season home game against North Park.
Yeah, that'll be a big one, no doubt about it. And the Titans looking to pick up as many wins as they possibly can here for the regular season and conference tournament.
To certainly build their resume, and they could possibly pick up a bye if they can have things go their way in the latter stages of this game and the one at North Park. They're now down by 15 points here late to Elmhurst. Give and go inside to Ott with a jump step off the window for two.
And North Park gave up 48 in the first half to Elmhurst. Now 84 on the board for the Blue Jays. Those are big numbers.
Under 5 minutes to go. Shane Miller back in. Rolls off with the pick by Williamson. Shuffling left of the lane. Got past his man to scoop the score. Won't count. Offensive foul away from the ball. And it's going to go on Harrison Williamson. His second foul.
Like Harrison was trying to post up that time as Miller went right past him. Official called him for a hold right there, and the ball goes back to the Big Blue.
Titan junior David Williams getting his first game action in quite some time after a foot injury that he suffered back in early December at Carroll. And Livingston takes the ball to the rack for two. It's been a long recovery for David Williams, who got some action in the varsity reserves game earlier today and has made a nice recovery, and that's certainly a lot of hard work to come back from an injury in the middle of the season. Ball tapped away from Bazell, and the kick out Strotter. Toman tracks it down on the baseline. Pivots inside, turns, fires, misses, but a foul coming up. And Toman will go to the line.
Yeah, good to see David Williams back on the floor here. And really a tough break for him. Was starting to see some significant minutes coming off the bench at that point guard position. Kind of a trio of guys that were rotating in with Jackson and Josh as well. Goes down with that injury and trying to fight his way back in the lineup again as Lane Toman's free throw is good. 50 seconds to go, second half. Carroll leads Augustana 75-69. So we'll see if the Pios hang on that one. And you kind of start looking at the CCIW, Eric. The middle is starting to bunch up with North Park losing a bunch of games now, and we'll see what happens down the stretch. But it looks like Illinois Wesleyan and Carthage have kind of put some distance between themselves and the rest of the league, and it'll be interesting to see where 3 through 6 ends up.
Yeah, it's very much become a top two. Millikin had a chance to fight their way in as the ball was tapped out of bounds, but they would have had to win today and closing out against Carthage next Saturday. And with the loss here today in 4 minutes, it looks like their postseason hopes just about dashed for a team that came in with some pretty high expectations. A senior-laden team, a team that has held its core together for the last 4 years, along with the addition of Lane Toman. Steal by Bolt, glides in, layup no, but a foul on Lane Toman.
Yeah, good defensive job that time by Nathan Bolt. Got that deflection. Looks like we're going to see Brady Keel now entering the lineup here, the 6'6 sophomore getting ready to enter here for Illinois Wesleyan.
Well, certainly in that scenario, as Joel had mentioned, the 3 through 6 will really be a log jam and could come down to tiebreakers. A lot can be decided, and it's certainly significant if you're a 3 or a 4. You host the first round on Tuesday night. Otherwise, you go on the road, but it'll be on the doorstep to March, where anything can happen.
Yeah, and certainly you keep your season going. Still got a shot at the NCAA with the conference tournament. Who knows what's going to happen there? But Carthage and Illinois Wesleyan have been able to pull away. You got to be impressed with what Carthage has done. They've had a terrific conference season as Bolt knocks in the free throw, swept the Titans, got a big win here at the Shirk Center back in December. Maybe we underestimated that win at the time when it happened, but that was a significant road victory for the Firebirds. Their bugaboo has been North Park for some reason for Carthage. They dropped 2 against the Vikings this year, and North Park has really struggled in the second half of the conference season.
Foul on Chase Travis. Indeed, that second win against Carthage came in early January, but it's been a rough slide for North Park here in recent games where they've played themselves out of the top 2, it would appear. Keel elevates from the right baseline, no good. Strotter collects the rebound.
And good to see Brady Keel getting some minutes as Strotter knocks down the 3 right there. He's going to be a key contributor for the Titans a year from now.
Strotter with 9 points off of the bench. David Williams on the right side. Gets it out high to Nathan Bolt. Swings it on the left to Kolak. Kolak with a give and go. Little high, tough catch, and Bolt never could corral it. Millikin takes it away. Jackson Niedenbach, a senior from St. Louis. On the right side, throws it behind Travis. A bit of his tipped apparently by Shane Miller, or I guess not, as they try to avoid Shane's reach. And now Shane Miller comes out of the game as they give him his senior send-off on this special night. Hugs with Coach Rose. And the rest of the Titan contingent as Alex Miller comes into the game for Illinois Wesleyan.
That was one of the highlights of this one. Shane Miller getting some early minutes, but not just minutes, but productive minutes as well. It was a spark off the bench for the Titans, helped them extend a lead in the first half, and really one of the highlights of this contest.
88-51 with under 3 minutes to go. Bolt looks to hand off top of the key to Kolak. Slices the right of the lane into the corner to David Williams. Williams moving in on his man, got to the lane, got stripped, and the shot clock expired off the deflection. Now another new man in for the Titans, freshman Alex Schmitz, along with Connor Williams, as Nathan Bolt and Carlo Kolak come out. Looks like the seniors have had their swan song here for this afternoon into the evening here in mid-February. New players in for Millikin as well.
Nice for Coach Rose to be able to sit and relax a little bit here at the end of this one. Down the lane, no good that time for the Big Blue.
Wrigley also on that shot, the sophomore from Chesterfield, Missouri. David Williams give and go to Brady Keel, can't finish. With just over 2 minutes to go in this one. Stepping up into a 3 is Niedenbach, long on that one, and boy, Keel went high in the air, so did Alex Miller.
That kind of landed on the back of Alex Miller's leg right there. Looks like he's just fine on that particular play.
Brady's already been nursing an injury for much of the year, so good to see he's untouched and both get up okay. But the Titans do pick up the foul. Alex Schmitz. This will lead to a pair of free throws for Lance Hackney, 6'7" senior from St. Louis. And the first one rolls off the rim, no good. A lot of guys from the west of the Mississippi on this Millikin team. Of course, we know that's been a fertile recruiting ground for Illinois Wesleyan in recent years. As Hackney gets a 1 of 2. Under 2 minutes to go, 88-58. Schmitz with the handoff. Connor Williams into the corner to Keel. Keel backs down into the paint, draws a double, tapped back. Out to Williams, top of the key, David Williams. Schmitz lets it fly and buries a 3.
Didn't hesitate at all, lined that one up and knocked it home. And the Titans back to a 33-point lead here, a minute and a half to go.
Have you used up all your material today, Joel? Because you've had 2 30-point games to call, or close to it.
Yeah, and the women's game was a 30-point game, even a 40-point game at times.
It was 30 points in the first half. As the shot from the side of the rim, no good by Caden Nichols.
And the Titan women went on a 30-0 run in the first half of that contest today. That was an impressive performance by Maya Smith's team.
As they wrapped up the number 1 seed and hosting duties in the conference tournament as Brady Keel tacks on 2 more. Had a timeout called by Millikin to get some more subs, so they'll stop play only momentarily.
Now it looks like Elmhurst is going to hold on for a win, but 1:41 to go. They lead 90-79 over North Park. on the north side of Chicago. We'll see if the Blue Jays do actually hang on to win that contest against the Vikings tonight.
Now with under a minute to go, top of the key, Ian Winkler, freshman from Olney, Illinois. Chris Ketchum, a freshman from St. Charles, Missouri, as he drives in on Alex Miller, drew contact and the foul on Miller. With 44.9 seconds to go. And you just wonder with the great job that Kramer Soderberg has done in the last number of years, taking over a program that had really been kind of backsliding, had a resurgence the first couple of years, but a tough close to the season this year. And they're going to be largely overhauling the roster next year as they graduate a lot of seniors.
Yeah, they certainly are. And a lot of guys that have been around for a long time for Millikin. So certainly be a challenge, but he's done a nice job down there in Decatur. They have been a formidable opponent for a lot of teams.
Corner three, Connor Williams lines it up and knocks it down for the freshman from Stagg High School.
Everybody getting in the action tonight. Titans putting 96 on the board here against Millikin.
Now at the top of the key, Niedenbach had his pocket pick by David Williams, and the shot clock is now off. The Titans get the steal, and no need for them to take a shot here at this point as they will wrap up a remarkable 36-point victory as they come back with a dominant performance. The most points they scored in a regulation game this year. They had 99 in 3 overtimes in the win against North Central. But this game never in doubt, from 16-0 to 96-60 as the clock goes to zeros.
Yeah, you never know what you're going to get sometimes on senior day. A lot of emotion, ceremony before the game. You couldn't ask for anything better than a 16-0 start. And boy, the Titans never looked back from there. This game really wasn't competitive after maybe a spurt by Millikin to get that lead down to 20-8, 20-10 in that first half. And after that, boy, Illinois Wesleyan just took off. Exactly what you wanted to see coming off the 2 losses in a row on the road. Boy, really, really nice comeback for the Titans.
96-60, our final score. Our postgame comes up next. We'll hear from Coach Ron Rose and a player guest as well. This is Illinois Wesleyan Titan basketball at 88.1 FM, WESN, and IWSports.com.
Drives one in the air to center field. This is down for a base hit. The Titans are going to win the ball game. Ethan Berg walks it off, and the Titans storm all the way back with 9 runs in their last 2 innings. They win it tonight, 13-12.
I can see it now. The smell of the grass on the quad. That sense of excitement in the air each fall. It feels like yesterday. While I'm no longer 18, I know there are students out there ready for an opportunity like I had. For the space to discover passions, bond over dreams, and make lifelong friends. Breakthrough at Illinois Wesleyan University.
And welcome back to Shirk Center here at Illinois Wesleyan University. The Titans with a decisive win today over Millikin, 96-60 here on Senior Day. We're going to talk to one of those seniors instrumental in the win. Eric Stock here and Joel Swanson and Trey Bazell with a 10-point performance today. We want to get to the game. We've got to talk about the dunk. How about that?
Yeah, that was pretty awesome. I had a couple chances out of the game where I thought I was close on getting the steal and just missed it. And then I saw someone, I don't know who was guarding him, but someone turned their head and I just kind of went for it. And once I had the opening, I knew at about the 3-point line I was going to at least try and dunk it. And
yeah, it was kind of like we're thinking it's going through your mind, okay, am I going to try to throw this one down? But
yep, I mean, I used to dunk all the time in high school, and then, that was a long time ago now. But I had to make sure the young guys still knew that I could get up. But it was pretty awesome to be able to do that on senior night.
Talk about the crowd. Awesome crowd here today with the women's and men's game. Talk about what that means means to the seniors.
Yeah, it was really awesome. And we have great groups of seniors on both the women's team and the men's team. We're both having really good seasons. And the women's team played again Wednesday, but they lost their first game, so it was really nice to see the home crowd come out and support both teams today. It was just really cool. I know there's some elementary kids here today, and I know a lot of people from Fairbury came out tonight for my senior night, so I got to thank all of them that have been making the trips down for 4 years now to come watch me play. But it was pretty awesome, pretty cool atmosphere.
You dropped 2 on the road last week, so what was kind of the vibe for the team here coming into this week?
Yep, it was gearing it back up. I mean, we really felt like our effort and our intensity just wasn't good enough in those 2 away games, especially in hostile environments where things aren't going to go your way. And we just didn't seem to make enough little plays. Our defense seemed to just not be as aggressive, so a big thing was being more aggressive on defense. And then moving the ball and just moving the ball better on offense was a big thing, because we were kind of taking some tough shots, not really sharing it very well, not seeing out very well. So that was a big focus on Monday and Tuesday. And then we had an off day on Wednesday where we actually watched the Carthage game and learned from it. And then Thursday, Friday, we just really got ready for Millikin. But just was much more focused and locked in. And it was kind of just, we seemed to let our guard down after a big game at Elmhurst where we played really well. And it was just really about getting back to what we do and playing how we did at the beginning of the year.
So from a player's perspective, did you like having the week, or did you want to get back on the floor for a Wednesday night game?
A little bit of both. I think it would have been nice to have a Wednesday night game, but it was really good to be able to really have some 2 hard days of practice. We just really got after each other on Monday and Tuesday. It was all about competing. And then we had a lot of guys who were kind of battling some illness the last week and a half or so. So it's also good to have some time to make sure everyone was healthy. It was probably good that we didn't have a game and that we were just able to really compete against each other, because we got really good players on our team up and down the roster. So, when you get practices where you're really scrimmaging a lot and competing, you're not really playing against anyone else that's better in the country. So it was just really good to get back to that, and it was just a really good week for us.
Millikin gave you a battle down in Decatur. So what was the concerns coming in, and kind of what was the game plan defensively? Because whatever it was, boy, it worked very well.
Yeah, down there, number 7, Lane Toman, had a great game down there. He hit a lot of tough shots, so he was kind of the big focus on shutting him down early. Then JT, who we did a really good job against down there as well, was also not letting him get going from the 3-point line. But a big thing was just our team defense. We felt like we were really kind of struggling with that last 2 games. And so, though, individually we did a really good job just kind of guarding our yard, playing good defense. The big thing was the team defense, the deflections, being in the gaps. That's where you got a lot of our steals and our points off turnovers, which I know we had a lot more tonight than we have had in recent games. So I say the big focus was obviously, locking down individually on defense, but also just the team defense of not relaxing off the ball to where when you're not guarding the guy with the ball, you're still got to be just as engaged. And that was probably something we weren't doing as well the last 2 games as well.
You dealt with this obviously in high school, but senior day, senior night, how difficult is it to transition from an emotional ceremony now to, hey, we got a 40-minute game that we really need to play well in?
Yeah, it's definitely tough. And actually, for us seniors here, we didn't really have a real senior night in high school just because of COVID. So, there wasn't a big crowd or anything like that. So, this is really kind of like my first real senior night. So, it was kind of interesting. But, yeah, it's just you got to have a maturity about it. And the coaching staff did a great job all week. This is a special day for the seniors. And before the game, you have the ceremony that you honor the seniors. And after the game, you have the big honor the seniors. But the 40-minute game is the 40-minute game. And that's what we were prepared for. And that's what we did.
Well, it's an opportunity, Trey, for you to give us a sneak preview of what your presentation is going to be tonight as you reflect on your 4 years here at Illinois Wesleyan.
Yep, Illinois Wesleyan is a really, really special place for me. When I was recruited here, just right away I knew this is where I wanted to be. And it's just the people here that make it so special. The coaching staff is great, and it's just the guys on the team. On my recruiting visit, guys that I didn't know were going to be on the team yet, I really bonded with them really well. Then the facilities here are also a great bonus. And then just seeing the crowds here, when I was coming here, it reminded me a lot of kind of support that I received at Prairie Central. And just have people that really care about the team and care about this school. And so that's just really kind of what I fell in love with. And then basketball-wise, it's somewhere that you are here, and the standard every year is to compete for championships. And so I really couldn't find something that was a better mix for me.
It does seem extra special when you are local. Of course, a lot of the players have their families come down from Chicago, St. Louis, et cetera, and it's remarkable. But you have the entire community coming to see you in a lot of games. That has to be extra special.
Yep, I greatly appreciate it. And it was also part of my decision to come here is with the senior year not having a crowd at home games. I was like, a lot of my family members couldn't even get to some of my games my senior year. So I was like, being here, being close, they could come down to weeknight games and Saturday games very easily. So it was really just a perfect spot for me. And it's a special place, and I know everyone loves it here. And I haven't really heard anyone come here and have a bad experience, really. So it's just great to be a part of this team.
Coach Rose, before the game, described you as consistent and reliable and said that you were the voice of reason. So can you give us an example? He says, even back to your freshman year, so can you give us an example where you were the voice of reason of the basketball team and when the coaches actually listen, if you can think of one? I know I'm putting you on the spot.
Yeah. An example, some of it's just my class of seniors is just a special group of guys that are extremely unique. So it's just kind of they're all a bunch of wild cards, and I'm kind of the old reliable that can kind of make all the sense of it and bring it all together, which I love those guys, and I love everything about them, and I just love being around them. So it's really been special.
But it's the different personalities that can make it seem special, right?
Yes, and I mean, you saw some of Shane's fire out there tonight, and then,
right.
Akeem's also got some fire to him, and then Harry's just a whole nother wild card. But it's been a great time with those guys, and it's just, it kind of calls me voice of reason, because I guess I kind of just take it all in. Just mellow it out. Yep, right? Just mellow it out, steady. So, yep.
Well, you have another week of basketball left in the regular season. Does this kind of reset things for you guys? I know you're only as good as your last game, I suppose, but do you feel that things have gotten back on track?
Yes, I certainly feel like we're heading in the right direction. I mean, obviously it was a bummer dropping 2 games and falling a game behind in the conference, but, we can't really control what Carthage is going to do now, so we just kind of got to take that one. But we control our own destiny. Like, we're going to be setting ourselves up to be a 1 or 2 seed in the conference tournament. And wherever we go, wherever it's at, whether it's here or at Carthage, the goal is to cut down the nets and win that championship. I've never won the conference tournament since I've been here on all the good teams I've been in. So that's a really big goal of ours, and then to use that as momentum going into the NCAA tournament and try to make some noise.
We appreciate the time. Congratulations. It's been a terrific 4 years to watch you, and we'll look forward to hopefully a lot more basketball here in the next month.
Yep, thank you a lot.
All right, that's Trey Bazell, Illinois Wesleyan Titans senior, our player guest here tonight as the Titans win it 96-60. We'll have a brief timeout. We'll hear from Coach Ron Rose in a moment. This is Titan Basketball on 88.1 FM, WESN, and IWSports.com.
OSF Healthcare Cardiovascular Institute has been named one of the top hospital systems in the country for heart care. This prestigious award by the American College of Cardiology comes from our commitment to providing the highest quality of care. From general cardiology to complex surgeries and the latest technology. Nationally recognized heart care right here. OSF Healthcare Cardiovascular Institute.
All right, pay attention. Welcome to Fandom 101. We'll cover the tools of the trade from foam fingers in the wave to the super secret wave. How's that for a course description? Lesson 1, your game starts long before the opening whistle, so arrive prepared. 2, if something piques your interest, raise your hand. And 3, work in groups. NCAA championships. Attendance is encouraged. Passion is mandatory. Get your seats today at ncaa.com/tickets. Class dismissed.
Behind every Wesleyan success story is a community. One made of alumni and friends devoted to creating opportunities for the next generation of Titans. When you support the Wesleyan Fund, you make a difference. Join us in providing a first-class education, a rewarding campus experience, and a lifetime of opportunities. I'm Norm Esch, a graduate Illinois Wesleyan and the head football coach for the past 35 years. Join me in supporting the Wesleyan.
Welcome back to Shirk Center. Big win for the Titans, 96-60 on senior night over the Big Blue. Coach Ron Rose joining us now. Boys, 16-0 to start. Were you wondering how your team was going to come out after the tough week last week and the slight layoff before today?
Yeah, I knew we were going to come out with a lot of energy for a couple reasons. We really challenged them this week. We had a whole week to really kind of hit the reset button. And then senior night always brings a little added juice. Mm-hmm. There's always a lot of emotion to it. You always want to play well senior night. There's always energy. And how couldn't you with this environment? I mean, the Shirk Center was rocking tonight. So hard to have scripted a better start or a better way to play a senior night game for sure.
Yeah, we were talking. It seemed like every senior had their moment. It was great to see Shane Miller. First half minutes and contribution.
Yeah.
Right, he was a spark for you guys.
Yeah.
In maybe a part of the game that had was a little bit of a doldrum offensively.
But I want everyone to understand what a talented basketball player Shane Miller is. And if he wasn't on such a talented team and then got hurt early in the year, he plays on 99.9% of Division III basketball teams out there. It was just kind of a situational thing this year that he hasn't had as much opportunity. But the kid can hoop. I mean, I think he's a magician with the basketball. You wonder how he does things sometimes. And so as a coach, you hope you never know how it's going to play out. My philosophy, or our philosophy, has always been we honor the seniors before the game. We honor them at a banquet after the game, but the game's the game because you never know from year to year, the significance of that game, how your rotation's formulated. And so to be consistent, we play it the same way, but you always hope as a coach you have the latitude to be able to play different guys in different lineups, and thank goodness we were, because I think you said it really well. Everybody had their moments. Every senior got to play and got to shine today.
Lane Toman gave you some problems in Decatur. Looked like you went a little bigger on him in your matchup and maybe took away that strength in the post that he really showed down in Decatur.
Well, he's a really good player. You look at his numbers. I mean, he's a first-team all-conference guy. Really shoot it, drive it, strong. We have a lot of respect for Lane. And going into the game, they've played different lineups lately because of injury. So we weren't sure what route we were going to go. It was really based on who they started, how we were going to match up. And actually it ended up being Nick Roper who started on him at Millikin. And I thought Rope did an unbelievable job. I thought he's really locked in. Nick has had to take a really big part of the offensive load for us this year. But kind of the message this week was, we can't forget who we are. We're a defensive-oriented team first, which means everybody has to really contribute on that end. And not that certain guys haven't, but Rope really took that to heart, and I thought came out. I don't know if you tracked, was it first 7 or 8 possessions Millikin had, we got stops.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And so, we always track 3 straight scores as a turkey, 3 straight stops as a kill. So you're tracking, because that's momentum opportunities. And so to get a double kill to start the games is a terrific way to get going and set a tone defensively, which was really what the emphasis all week was on in practice.
So you've been down this road a lot, the CCIW grind. You obviously dropped 2 in a row. But you got some guys on this team who've been down this grind as well. So you had to love the reaction, but maybe you knew what the reaction was going to be from a experienced team.
Yeah, you do see this when you get down to the last couple weeks. Some teams are getting tired, and some are revving up for the postseason. Yeah. And it's usually the veteran teams understand and are getting excited. They know that their careers are coming to a close, and their opportunity to put a Titan jersey on, play together as a team. So you just value one of the timeouts. I said, hey, just look around and take a second to take all this in. And I said, how? And they're like, this is awesome. And to actually get to really just kind of look around and think, man, it's really special to be part of this team. And I'm glad, again, I wouldn't have done that had we been down 3 probably, but it gave us a chance to really kind of take in the moment.
One of the non-seniors that really showed up was Mason Funk. His ability to disrupt on the defensive end, and it was the same thing at Millikin as well. When you made that run in the second half, he was a huge part of disrupting their offense and just making things happen on the defensive end.
Yeah, I remember you talked to Mason after the game up at Millikin, and he gets his hands on the basketball, whether it's deflections, offensive rebounds. I'll say this, he's been going to the glass. He's always had that ability, but he's been going with extra intentionality lately. And when Mason is cooking like that, we're so diversified. It takes pressure off of some other guys offensively and makes it very difficult to guard. He played a fantastic game.
So get back on track, but still a tough week ahead. North Park coming here on Wednesday night.
Yeah, North Park's really good. They're athletic. They play different than everybody else. They're going to pick up 94 feet and press and trap and fly around. Offensively, they're very dynamic. So, if anything that we've learned, you can't take anybody for granted in this league. You got to show up and you got to play. But our guys are excited too. We at different times you turn up the dial a little bit on your team, and we turned it up this week, and they really responded. And I think sometimes with veteran groups, there's just that extra energy you feel at the end of the year, and I know our guys, which likely could be the last time they step on the Shirk Center floor, will be ready to play.
As you prepare for senior night tonight, and you honor the seniors, we talked briefly about them earlier, but just what this group means to Illinois Wesleyan basketball over the last few years.
You think back, when we recruited these guys, it was COVID year. So that's the year they were seniors where we couldn't go out and watch them play live at their gyms. I think we saw a couple of them once it got loosened up a little bit late in the year, but it was an atypical recruitment process. I'll say, Coach Etheridge does a great job recruiting, but we got a little lucky with some of these guys because you couldn't do your due diligence like you normally would. And they've meant that they're really a unique group because, and you guys have got to know them, they're all very different.
Yep.
But yet they've got some really strong characteristics that are similar in terms of their work ethic, their likability. They fit together so incredibly well, and they're a fun group to be around. It ends up being a very emotional banquet because they get to kind of talk about their experience, but then you start realizing, you get attached to these guys after 4 years, and that those 4 years go fast. Really fast.
We were talking about the diversity when we talked to Trey earlier, and I think he pretty much said he must have been voice of reason by default among the senior team, but just the personalities of that team has made it unique.
Yeah, and Trey, I think Trey's the voice of reason wherever he's at. Mm-hmm. When he's with me, he's the voice of reason. Right? he's mature beyond his age, but he certainly is that voice of reason with these guys. When they came in, they were a group of guys that were just fun-loving, and they were having a lot of fun at college. And one of the things that's really rewarding as a coach is, as time goes on, how focused they are on their futures, their academics, where they're headed next. And that you come in as a 18-year-old, you don't really have that focus yet. And they're still a fun group, but every single one of those guys were on the dean's list last semester. So they excel really in every area. Certainly on the court they're talented. They're killing it in the classroom. They're respectful guys. They're likable guys. You name it, that they check the box.
Hopefully they have a lot more basketball left still.
Let's hope. I believe this group has potential to play for a few weeks now.
Appreciate the time. Congratulations on the win. We'll look forward to seeing you back here on Wednesday.
Thanks as always, guys.
All right, you bet. Titans coach Ron Rose. Illinois Wesleyan gets the victory here tonight. 96-60 is our final score. As we review the final numbers in this victory for Illinois Wesleyan, they had 4 in double figures, led by Nick Roper's 23 points and 5 rebounds. Marco Anderson had 15 points, 4 boards. Mason Funk, 15 points, a team-high 7 rebounds and 6 steals for Funk tonight. Trey Bazell finished with 10, including an impressive dunk off a steal in the second half tonight. Titans got 6 points from Carlo Kolak, 6 from senior Shane Miller. Harrison Williamson finished with 4 points, 7 rebounds. Connor Williams had 3 off of the bench. Alex Schmitz had 3. Nathan DeBolt had 2. Brady Keel had 2. Hakeem Williams, a bit under the weather here tonight in foul trouble early, only played 7 minutes. He finished with 2 points and 1 block. Titans shot an impressive 56% from the floor and about 65% of the second half. 37 of 66, 9 of 25 from three-point range for 36%, 93% at the line, 13 out of 14, only missing 1 there. For the Big Blue, only 15 of 48 from the floor for 31%, 6 of 16 from 3 for 38%, 24 of 28 at the charity stripe for 86% on the night. Titans won the battle with the boards 39-26. Titans had 11 turnovers while the Big Blue finished with 20 giveaways on the night. DeMarcus Bond led them with 11 points. Nate Straughter had 9 off the bench. Jacob Bullock, the kid from Bloomington, had 7. J.T. Welch, also from Bloomington, he finished with 8 points. Lane Tolman held to just 6 on 1 of 5 shooting and had 4 rebounds. Drake Stevenson had 5. Frazier Watt had 5. Chase Travis had 4. And we had a couple more scores here. Chris Ketchum finished with a 2. Noah Livingston had 2. Lance Hackney had 1. Big Blue dropped to 11-13 on the year. They dropped their 4th in a row. Illinois Wesleyan ending a 2-game slide. They improved to 19-4. They have officially clinched the number 2 seed in the CCIW tournament. They will have a bye on Tuesday night as North Park stumbled again, falling to Elmhurst 97-83. While Carthage about to wrap up their game against Wheaton. And that has now gone final 89-80. Carthage maintains its top spot in the CCIW. Augustana lost at Carroll 81-71. So for the top 2, we have a little more clarity. 3 through 6, not as much.
Yeah, North Park now 9-6 in the conference, and you got Augustana at 500, 7-7. Elmhurst at 7-7. North Central at 6-8, and Millikin at 5-10, trying to figure out a way to get into that conference tournament. But certainly we've seen North Central, very capable basketball team. They're sitting at 6-8 in the conference. They already took the Titans to triple overtime, beat the Titans at home, just about got Carthage the other night. That's a dangerous basketball team, so should be interesting down the stretch. But tonight, Eric, boy, I don't think you could have written a better script for senior night. All the seniors contributed. Illinois Wesleyan able to cruise down the stretch in this one. But Coach Rose mentioned something in the postgame. North Park plays different than any other team in the conference. The Titans have already seen them once, but with the Vikings full court pressure, trapping defense are going to be up in your grill the entire game, so it's going to be different for Illinois Wesleyan. They've already seen the Vikings one time this year, but it'd be a very different game than what we saw against Millikin here this evening.
And boy, they will be hungry when they come here on a bit of a slide and needing a win here against the Titans, who improved to 19-4 on the year and 11-3 in the CCIW. Great day for Titan basketball. 2 big victories against Millikin. The women win 83-52 as they wrap up home court advantage for the CCIW tournament with their win earlier today. And the Titan men 96-60 over Millikin as they clinch the number 2 seed in the CCIW race as they welcome North Park here on Wednesday night, and then they'll close out the regular season at Augustana on Saturday. Our thanks to our crew here who made this all possible. Our sideline reporters, Kaylee Unruh and Alex Bardenitis, Caden Darby in our WESN studios, and the video crew here at Shirk Center, Lola Avila, Caleb Swanson, Caleb Himes, Ellie Moore, Wesley Stomba, Gigi Orlova, and Nicole Duma, along with Tyler Wilson at the controls. Again, our final score, Illinois Wesleyan 96, Millikin 60. For Joel Swanson, I'm Eric Stock saying so long from Shirk Center. This has been Illinois Wesleyan Titan Basketball on 88.1 FM, WESN, and IWSports.com.